For the past year, I have done videos on college football following the careers of #1 overall recruits at specific positions and overall in the nation, and I thought, why not try this concept in Madden and see what happens when we follow the careers of #1 overall draft picks. Now, obviously, with it being in the NFL, it's gonna be a little bit different, and I had to structure things a lot differently. So instead of a full 25 players, we're only going to be able to cover 15. But that is just because of the fact that in college football, you're playing 1, 2, maybe 3 years. The rare occasion you get players playing 4. In the NFL, you're going like a decade plus. I ended up getting it to being about the same amount of years and the same video length as the first player we have, quarterback Jaden Allen. Nice combination of names for the New Orleans Saints. You get maybe some of Jaden Daniels and some of Josh Allen. He's got the arm strength, a little bit of athleticism. He is a normal development. But as per usual, if you've watched the college videos, we wait till these players are starters. We watch playoff games. Now, he is going to be a day one starter for the Saints, but no surprise that the Saints don't make the playoffs in their first year. There's a big major change that we're making compared to college football and Madden, again, because there's just so many games to play through and so many more years to get through of these players' careers. We're only going to be watching the side of the ball that concerns our player. So if our player is a defensive player, we'll only be watching his defensive snaps. If the player is a quarterback like Jaden Allen, we'll be watching the offense but not the defense. So #2 player that we have here, it's the Bears. So the Bears with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams not doing too hot right now, and their draft pick wasn't too hot either. Now, Jaden Allen coming into his second year, pretty nice jump up, 85 overall, star development, 1 rookie of the year, and he is finding himself in the playoffs, winning the division. So in just year 2, we have a division winner, Jose Peralta, the #2 player in this video, edge rusher, just 2 sacks in his first season, as it's going to be Jaden Allen throwing over the middle. There's Chris Olave. So only going to be watching offense for the Saints here as they hand the football off right up the middle for a 9-yard gain. That's Devin Neal. I think that could be very realistic to see Devin Neal get the starting job in New Orleans in a couple of years' time, as Allen on 3rd down and 5, Vita Vea in his face, and he's thrown it in double coverage. It's incomplete. As now the Buccaneers up 24-20. Allen over the middle. That's going to be a completion on 3rd down to move the chains. They're still backed up. Got to go 83 yards for the lead as a broken tackle, and Devin Neal running it well. But they're down by 4 with under 3 minutes to go. Allen is going to throw outside over the head of his receiver. It's intercepted, and the Buccaneers have it in scoring territory as the return gets them to the 33. They tack on a field goal. It leaves Allen with just a minute and a half to play, and that's going to be a completion. Big gain, but a flag is down. Call it a hold. Drop them back. You got to go 86 yards in a minute 24. Screen is going to get them a couple of those yards back, but not all the penalty yards. 4th and 13. Game on the line for Allen, and he's going to just check it down short. And even though he broke a tackle, he's not going to break more. And the Saints go down to the first playoff action. That's going to be more how the games are structured. I did have some requests in the college football videos to say, like, hey, maybe shorten the video a little bit, show only the side of the ball that concerns us, but I thought I'd try it over here on Madden, and make the video feel a little bit different than it does from college, just to not be an exact copy and paste. But Jaden Allen, a nice season, gets his first Pro Bowl on the board, and the Falcons at 6-11 are going to get the #1 overall pick, and that #1 overall pick will be wide receiver Niles Clinton, 91 speed, 92 excel, superstar X Factor at a 77 overall, and Jaden Allen started as a normal, jumped up to star, now in year 3 is a superstar, 89 overall, so the development for him has been incredible. And Jose Peralta, after his first year, being a rotational edge rusher, not doing too hot. The Saints get a first-round bye, and Jaden Allen, we're starting off hot. He wins the MVP, and complete opposite end of the spectrum. Jose Peralta does nothing, just 2 tackles. Niles Clinton doesn't see really any playing time at all, which is unfortunate. But we got the Saints once again matching up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this time around they're 14-3. And look at one play that we watch. It's gonna be 72-yard touchdown, and that is Jamison Williams. The Saints picking up a deep threat, and it comes up big, 72 yards. As now we turn it over to the Buccaneers. I show the occasional defensive snap, because when you get a play like this, Bucky Irving, 76 yards. I don't think he's going to be caught. That is how you one up the opposition. Buccaneers take the lead back, and you turn it over to the MVP, Jaden Allen. Can he respond? I don't think he got an 80-yard touchdown in you to keep things going, but as Allen is going to throw on the run, nice pass, and a first down as Allen with 7 minutes to play action, throws it on the crosser, and the receiver may be a little scared to take a hit there. He just drops down, but at the 43-yard line, and a sack right up the middle. Jordan Birch gets it. And it's going to be 4th down and 17, so you're going to have to punt it. Good thing the defense gets a stop. You get 3.5 minutes, and Devin Neal getting to work with a 12-yard run. Now 3rd down and 5 from the 44. Outside, and it's caught. Broken tackle and a first down. Now inside enemy territory with under 2 to play. 2nd down and 12. You get it out for a completion of 8 yards. And now 3rd and 4. Down the seam, and it's going to be intercepted. Jaden Allen throws the pick. Zion McCollum for the Buccaneers is going to maybe end this one as they're going to ride Bucky Irving to a 3rd down and 10. Mayfield going to throw it deep, trying to seal things, and double coverage. It's reeled in, and the Bucs are going to win again. 2 years in a row, the Saints win the division, match up against their division rival Buccaneers, and lose. Allen gets outdueled by Baker Mayfield, who throws 3 touchdowns, but Allen on the season had an insane statistical line. Are you kidding me? 0 interceptions. The entire year he threw his first pick in the playoffs. As now the Titans with the #1 overall pick, they go right tackle Dwayne McCollum, who looks really good. 80 overall. You know, following offensive linemen's careers are going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. You're not going to really get to see a whole lot of highlights, but still, really nice player. Niles Clinton keeps his X factor, thankfully, so he's going to be getting a little bit better and seeing some playing time now. Saints back in the playoffs for a 3rd straight year. Jose Peralta has a better season than his previous 2, 6 sacks. Niles Clinton sees the field as the #3 receiver, gets 500 yards and a touchdown. Did have some injury issues, so he would have had a lot more production, but Dwayne McCollum had a really solid rookie season as well, playing all 17 games. So let's get into Chicago versus New Orleans as Jaden Allen gets sacked for a 4th down try to start the 4th quarter as field goal for 2 score lead. It's blocked. They blocked the kick, and it's Jaquan Brisker on the special teams taking it back, and from a 10-point lead to a tie game. And Jaden Allen is threatening to maybe go 0-3 in the playoffs to start his career. I know there's still plenty of time in a tie game, but momentum has just shifted the other way. Jamison Williams with a 1st down grab as they go play action. Allen, middle, that's going to be reeled in. How did he hang on to that shot that he took? As that's going to be another completion. Chris Olave's going to set it up 4th down and 1. Another field goal, this one longer, not blocked. Kick is good, and the Bears are going to be out there on offense. Caleb Williams on the field. We're going to show a little bit of offense because look at Roma Dunze. He's going to catch it over 2 defenders and break the tackles. Touchdown from 71, Roma Dunze. As now Jaden Allen has just watched his team allow 2 ridiculous plays that he had no control over. And now 21-17 the score, 3rd and 14. 6 minutes to play, and the deep shot's incomplete. Bears were able to grab a field goal. It's going to leave a 1-score game, still with 3.5 to go. Allen from the 44 as he'll throw right through the zones, and he's got an open man to the 34 as they swing it out. Bubble for Williams, and Jamison Williams gets 3 yards. 2-minute warning is hit. 3rd down and 5, underneath on the drag. He's got a room to run, and Chris Olave down to the 4. Goal to go. Allen, he's going to run for it. He's got room. Jaden Allen, touchdown to tie the game. In a 24-24 game, we are headed to overtime. Allen looking for his first playoff victory. It's try number 3, and he'll get the football first to start it. As they'll throw in the curl, it's going to be Olave for the 1st down to the 45. As they go play action, Allen throwing right side, floated it out there. Jamison Williams on the crosser, and he's got a 1st down and a gain of 30 yards as now Allen gets sacked. And right when he hits X Factor, he's right back out of it as from the 30-yard line, throwing underneath. That's caught. We haven't really seen anything of Jose Peralta so far, so 3rd down and 10 as they go underneath. Jamison Williams is inside the 10, down to the 8. Williams coming up huge for this Saints offense. Throwing over the middle, Olave, touchdown! And Chris Olave could have given this team the lead if the Bears are unable to match them. Caleb Williams a throw as he goes underneath. Loveland, sure. It's 4th and 7 and the game on the line from the 36. Caleb throwing it deep. He took a shot. It's 1-on-1 coverage. Luther Burden. Touchdown, Chicago. How has that just happened? Luther Burden just tied the game up, and now it's sudden death overtime. Devin Neal checks out, and the running back, the backup fumbles, and Jaquan Brisker, right place, right time again, picks up the loose ball. You have got to be kidding me. Jaquan Brisker is going to give the Bears a sudden death opportunity, but Caleb gets sacked. 3rd down and 15, and they're going to throw it deep, and it is incomplete. DJ Moore couldn't hang on, so now the Saints get another try at it. Just hold on to the football this time. Allen deep, ball incomplete. 3rd down and 11 from the 15. Field position's not looking good for him, and it's looking a whole lot worse with that sack. And the Saints are going to have to punt this football away, and the Bears are going to get it in their territory as Caleb, one play, DJ Moore inside the 20, kick the field goal. They don't even hesitate, and the game is over. Chicago takes out Jaden Allen, and the plays that it took to get that victory. A blocked field goal taken the other way, 70 yards to Roma Dunes, a 60 yards to Luther Burden on 4th down in overtime. Jaden Allen did what he could, 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, and had, while not an MVP season, a still pretty nice one. Just wasn't able to get the job done, so he's 0-3 in the playoffs now. That hurts a little bit as the Lions scoop up the #1 overall pick, and they are going to be selecting a defensive tackle. So some interesting positional variety here. He's an X Factor, though, and he's an 82 overall, so he's pretty insane. By this point, Jaden Allen's all the way up to a 96 overall X Factor. He's already cemented himself as like a hit. Jose Peralta, though, he's got some proving to do. Niles Clinton, he keeps his X Factor. Let's see if he can stay healthy this season. Dwayne McCollum had a really nice rookie season. Don't got to worry about him too much as we head to the playoffs, and we get a rematch. It's interesting. As Jose Peralta, speaking of interesting, about the final week of the season, Peralta got cut. He didn't even make it to the end of his rookie contract. He got 1 sack and got cut. That is quite the stark difference between those two. Alan Fuller, meanwhile, at D tackle, rotated in, got 4 sacks, and in the playoffs this time, not quite as exciting. Caleb and the Bears beat down the Saints, and Jaden Allen now 0-4 in the playoffs. That is really brutal for him, because look at the seasons he's putting up. I mean, 35 touchdowns, little interceptions, got an MVP on the board, and the narratives on him must be running wild. I mean, how about an MVP quarterback who hasn't won a playoff game in 5 years and has had 4 tries at it? But for once, that's not where our playoff action ends. The Falcons, Niles Clinton, got the #1 seed, and they're taking on Washington, so a little Jaden Daniels versus Michael Penix action, as that was going to be a 1st down completion. Now, quick throw over the middle. That's going to be caught. You can see Clinton down there, number 85. He's got X Factor. Kyle Pitts has got X Factor. There is Niles Clinton. And look at all the stars on this team, because you also got Drake London, Bijan Robinson. It's a pretty loaded offense as Bijan stopped in the backfield. 4th down and 6, down by 2 touchdowns. They're going for it, and Penix is going to try to run for it. He's not going to get there. And Washington with Max Crosby, I don't know how they got him, but he's going to get the stop. And now Washington, they did get stopped, but 35-21 still your score. Bijan up the middle. That'll be a 1st down. And now from enemy territory, 3rd down and 3. Penix outside. There's the screen set up for Bijan. 1st down. And Bijan to the 38. But time is running out. You got 2 minutes to go. And Penix is sacked. 3rd down and 19. 2-minute warning approaching. Penix just has to get rid of it. And Not going to get far, just 2 yards on the play. 4th and 17, and he's going to roll, throw it, and that's caught, and that's going to be Kyle Pitts with the first down. Well, can you do it again? Another 4th down and long. Panics, clean pocket, and there's Niles Clinton inside the 10 to the 9, and the Falcons burning timeouts. Panics on 3rd and goal, throwing outside, it's caught, pitch short. 4th and goal with 25 seconds to play, and floating it, that's Niles Clinton, touchdown. Unless you get a miracle touchdown, may not mean a whole lot, but Niles Clinton getting his first playoff touchdown action, and it's the onside kick scooped up by Washington, so just not able to get the job done. Falcons go down, so we're at, what, between Clinton and Allen, an 0-5 in the playoffs. Not a good start for these number 1 overall picks, at least when it comes to playoffs, but Jaden Allen at least with the MVP. Peralta, though, not doing too hot, but Niles Clinton in his playoff debut, an insane game, 14 grabs, and on the year overall, he saved his best for the playoffs, but 800 yards, and he's really taken that step up. Dolphins snagged the number 1 overall pick this year with a 3-win season, and they got a quarterback coming in, and it is a star development, 79 overall, Aaron Bush. Not a bad starting quarterback to have, as, I mean, you could even look at what Jaden Allen did. He was a little bit lower, and he was also normal development, so I mean, your starting point matters a little bit, but if you get the right situation, right year, right season, win that Rookie of the Year, you're all good. Meanwhile, Jose Peralta, I mean, from number 1 overall pick to signing league minimums to be the Baltimore Ravens rotational edge rusher, I mean, I guess that's crazy. He got cut before his rookie contract even ended. Jaden Allen doesn't make the playoffs this year and has a little bit of a step back season. Still a nice year overall, and he's definitely proven to be like a top 5 quarterback, but not great to miss the playoffs. And Aaron Bush, seen a little bit of action. Obviously not going to turn around a last-ranked Dolphins team that quickly, but 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. And Niles Clinton, unfortunately, hurt and a knee cartilage tear to take out his 1,000-yard season. Really good year. That game against the Panthers was nice, but we jump over to see the Tennessee Titans. So, I mean, I don't really know what to do for, like, offensive linemen, but, hey, he's down there. He's a star development. He's hitting blocks. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of flash here, but, you know, we'll see what the Titans can do with Dwayne McCollum, as they got Jonathan Brooks. I guess Brooks is healed up. That's not Cam Warden at quarterback either. They got somebody else in there, and they're going to get sacked, turn the football over. Bills get stopped. It's still 13-10 in the favor of Buffalo, as 2 9-8 teams, and they're going to get chased. He's going to throw it out of bounds, so they'll concede possession once more. Bills take the football back and get a field goal on the drive, so 16-10. It's going to leave the Titans with about a minute to play, as they're going to go 2nd down and 5. Outside, and he's got the first down. He did reach forward, and now it's going to be at the 39-yard line. Under 60 to play, and they're going to find a receiver. There you go, into enemy territory. Can Dwayne McCollum do something crazy here? I mean, he held his block. I'm at least watching him to see that he's doing his job, and they'll throw that one. That was a bit of a floater. 4th down and 6. Needing a big play here. McCollum locking him up out there, and the quarterback scrambles for the first down. 20 seconds to go. They find an open man. There you go. You get 7. Now 4th down and 3 after you spike it, and they'll float it for a first down, but you're out of timeouts, and I don't know if you're going to have enough time to get back to the line. 3, 2, 1, game over. And you just ran out of time, ran out of timeouts, and the Bills are going to win the game. Can we win a playoff game, guys? Can we, like, get one? I don't care if it's the tackle, the edge rusher, the quarterback, receiver. McCollum had a nice year, 1,000 snaps played, 6 sacks allowed. We do got another try at a playoff win. The Lions got the 1 seed, Alan Fuller, the defensive tackle. Not often you see a defensive tackle go number 1 overall. Been a while since we've seen that, but same with wide receiver. So, you know, I thought this video would probably just be quarterbacks, tackles, and edge rushers, 3 most important positions, 3 most common positions you see with the number 1 overall pick these days. But nice to see some variety in here as J.J. McCarthy sneaks it twice for the first down. They're going to go play action, and the pressure gets in, and the edge rusher gets the sack. 2nd down and 17. Justin Jefferson gonna get the sack yards back and get it to 3rd down and 6. McCarthy is gonna go outside. 2 receivers there, and I don't know if he was the intended one, but he got the football. Lions on offense don't do much. Just gotta hold the lead with under 5 to go as Addison gonna get it to 3rd down and 3. McCarthy, quick pass to the outside. I think he was looking to throw that. Was that a trick play? Doesn't matter. I guess it got stopped. They punted away, and the Lions are able to run out the rest of the clock and a playoff victory. As the first one of the video goes to Alan Fuller, defensive tackle. He grabbed just 2 tackles on the day, but I mean, he is in a pretty deep rotation because they also, remember this year drafted Tyleik Williams, have a couple of other guys in there. Like, I'm pretty sure in the game they lost Aiden Hutchinson, but elsewhere they've been just trying to rack up defensive linemen and edge rushers as the Cardinals down by 10, and there's Trey McBride for a 1st down, but it's the conference championship here. Super Bowl on the line, potentially. And could Alan Fuller be the first one to capture a ring? As look at that play right up the middle. Number 61 for the Lions coming up big. 3rd and 16. And they'll throw very short of the line, and Harrison not going to get there. They'll try the field goal. Kick is off the upright. No good. Not only that, the Lions end up scoring another touchdown, makes it a 3-score game and a 29-12 victory, and the Lions are going to a Super Bowl. So can Alan Fuller get the job done? He actually got a sack and a half and a tackle for loss, so a really good game from Fuller. He came up big, and he's going to take on Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And the Bengals, no surprise, putting up points, 31-21 your score, and they have the football. No surprise that the Lions defense, if they're going to start faltering, it's going to be against Burrow and Chase as they throw it out of bounds. 3rd down and 7, needing to hold them to a field goal. And they're going to swing it outside, short of the line. He brings them down, and they'll settle for 3 to keep it a 2-score game. Kick is good. Now you need the offense to do their job. And the Lions going to get it to 4th down, but they convert. Some big plays in the red zone. Another 4th down conversion and a score, so it's going to be 4 minutes to play for the Bengals to try to seal this game up. Or can the Lions give their offense one more try at it to give them the win, as Burrow is going to throw for the marker, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 7. Burrow to the air. He's got the 1st down. T. Higgins into enemy territory from the 48, 2:40 to play. And a slant route. Higgins, broken tackle. And T. Higgins coming up with 2 big 1st downs. And the 2-minute warning has hit. Bengals in field goal range. Things looking dire for the Lions. Throw the run. It's caught. And it's all the way for a touchdown to the Bengals. Might have just sealed themselves up a Super Bowl as the Lions run out of time. Offense can't do anything. And Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow in a Super Bowl, and the Lions go down. And that is unfortunate for Alan Fuller, but in his first full year as a starting defensive tackle, about 2 more tackles for loss in the Super Bowl, and overall a really great year. Double-digit sacks at defensive tackle with 12 tackles for loss as well. That's a really nice season for a D-tackle. Niles Clinton also, he ends up leaving, and he goes to Tennessee, so that's going to be really interesting. We actually have 2 of our guys teaming up, and the Raiders at the number 1 overall draft pick spot go Brian Boston, a quarterback, 77. Normal dev, though, but 97 throw power. Not mobile in the slightest. 71 speed's pretty bad for quarterbacks nowadays in Madden to get drafted, but still, Jose Peralta bouncing around the league once more. He's in Jacksonville, $3 million 1-year contract. And Niles Clinton, off his 1,000-yard season, is going to be landing in Tennessee. Alan Fuller, 88 overall. Aaron Bush didn't get better. He somehow didn't get better really at all, actually. And, going on to the playoffs, once again, Jaden Allen misses despite throwing 37 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and having a crazy efficient year. I don't know what's going on. This feels very familiar, little Drew Brees-like. Peralta ends up actually, he's quietly racked up some nice seasons, back-to-back seasons where he's had about double-digit sacks. Aaron Bush as the starting quarterback in Miami, not so great. And now we go to Tennessee and Cincinnati. So we got double action here. Niles Clinton and Dwayne McCollum. So right tackle and wide receiver. And you can see Clinton, he hit a nice block on the edge. He was sealing the edge. And even though that touchdown was for the running back, Niles Clinton sealed the edge beautifully. You don't get a lot of great wide receiver blocking action in these videos, but that was a good example of it. And trying to take down the defending champs, Titans tied 14-14, and they'll run the football again. And I guess you want to lean on this ground game. He's got over 100 yards on the day. Quick pass, and there he is, Niles Clinton. Clinton's first 4 years didn't play as a rookie, then season-ending injury, then solid year, and then another season-ending injury. So he hasn't really been able to do a whole lot, but when he has played, he's been good. And an incomplete pass, they try to throw to him in triple cover. That's a lot of trust, Tennessee. And now they'll float one back of the end zone. And I guess the receiver wasn't paying attention for that football. 4th down and 10 hits. Field goal try for the lead. Kick is good. And Cincinnati is going to drive this football down into the red zone, and they score a touchdown, leaving Tennessee with under 4 to play, and they will have to go do it on offense if they're going to want to take out the defending champs, as they'll throw underneath, 1st down, and they'll have it at the 44. Move ahead to 2:40 to play on the clock, and they'll throw outside. Niles Clinton, and he's got the 1st down. Clinton with another big grab as they'll go play action underneath, and everyone's getting involved, and he's running over a defender, the 29. 2-minute warning about a hit as they go play action, and the blitz set in. It's a sack, and now 2nd and 19. They will get about 6 of those yards back, but now 3rd down and 13. Screen for the running back. He's not able to get through. It's 4th down and 8. Under a minute and a half to go. Game of the line. Niles Clinton comes up big, and he hangs on for the 1st down. Niles with the big play. Now running it, and it's a bold call because you're down with under a minute to go, and you're down to 22 seconds. Now a pop pass. I don't know about the play calling here. It's 3rd down and 10. 20 seconds to play. Just a single timeout. End zone. Touchdown. It's Niles Clinton, and he scores the game winner. And these are the moments we do these videos for. The #1 overall pick finding a new home in Tennessee and winning a playoff game against the defending champs with a game-winning touchdown. That is how you make a statement on your new team. And that is a massive way to kick off your Tennessee career. 100 yards, a touchdown, and a great performance overall with not only his receiving, but his blocking ability too. Now we go to Detroit, where they're trying to get back to a Super Bowl. They beat Arizona in the playoffs last year. Can they do it this year? Fuller and crew getting in there on that defensive stop. How about you unlock his X factor? And now 3rd down and 8 hits, as he is ready to go, and he gets off his block, but they throw it deep. 1-on-1, Marv can't bring it in, and Detroit not able to put the ball in the end zone. So back to a 2014 game we go on defense, and look at him spinning off 2 guys. That was an impressive 9-yard gain. Now run it right up the middle, and a 1st down. Arizona down to 6.5, and they're in Detroit territory. And that play blown up in the backfield. Loss of 5. 2nd down and 15. They go draw, and look who it is. Fuller forces the fumble. It's scooped up, and Allen Fuller comes up with the big play. And the defensive tackle with the turnover force. Detroit with the lead. Touchdown for them in a 1-point game now, as the screen for Arizona is going to get them 5. He set up 3rd down and 3 with 3 minutes to play. Outside, wide open. And now they might be in field goal range. You got another big play in your defense. Screen again. And their aggressive defense is coming back to bite them, because every single time they get a lot of free room. And there's Fuller getting in there. Can't bring him down, but he at least slowed him down. 3rd down in inches. And the 2-minute warning has hit. And they get the stop. 4th and inches. So huge to get them off the field. Field goal's good, but you give the Lions a chance. Your offense had the chance. You couldn't get it done. But I will say Allen Fuller was awesome. And he did have the game-changing forced fumble, 3 tackles for a loss, and a sack to go with his 3.5 sacks on the season. He did play injured. Yeah, only played 10 games and only played 400 snaps. But even last year in his double-digit sack season, He didn't play every game, so really impressive. Now let's go over to the Raiders, who Brian Boston, what a rookie season he's had. He's taken the Raiders to 12-5 and a first-round bye in the playoffs. So he's trying to pull off one of these spectacular rookie QB seasons as he finds his man to the 25-yard line. And already up 24-13. Boston is going to throw on the run. What a ball! Touchdown, Genty! Raiders go up by 3 scores, but the Chargers will put the ball in the end zone, and the offense will have to come back out. There were 2 minutes to play, and they are up by 11, but the Chargers getting a sack, 3rd down and long. Boston, you can play it safe and try to just go for the first down. Didn't get it. Chargers, though, down by 11, not even able to cut it down to a 1-score game, 31-20. And just like that, Brian Boston in his first try already gets a playoff win. Poor Jaden Allen, as he goes and throws for a very nice 3 touchdowns. And we go on to Tennessee, where 12-5 Titans taking on Pittsburgh. Can they get another playoff victory and another big Miles Clinton game, as it's 28-24, and they'll throw for a first down. Down by 4, but in enemy territory as they go play action. He'll throw one up top, and Miles Clinton for the first down. And now closing in on the red zone. Time in the pocket. He will have a broken tackle after the grab, and they go to the red zone. 4th and inches. You're going for it. Quick pass. He hangs on. That was not going to be an easy grab, but look at McCollum. No. And that's Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson's on the Steelers, and he beats McCollum off the edge for the sack to end the drive. And Pittsburgh takes the football back, and the Titans are not going to see it again. That's unfortunate. McCollum actually, not to say he caused them the game. I mean, the defense could have gotten a stop, but it lets Aiden Hutchinson get free for a sack, and they're not able to get the touchdown on the drive. Clinton, though, 5 grabs and 90 yards, and an awesome playoff game for him. As now we go to Las Vegas versus Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship. Can you make the Super Bowl as a rookie, as he starts it off with a touchdown to start the 4th quarter? But it's 24-14 right now, as Boston not having as successful of a day. 3 interceptions right now. It's been rough for them as they throw the screen out, and it will be a gain of about 8 yards. They go to the 34-yard line. They can't cut it to a 1-score game as they go with a first down completion of the 24 now. Still plenty of time if you can get points up on the board here. Genty on the grab. He's going to fall forward, and a gain of 9 in the red zone. 3rd down and 1. You sneak it. First down. Now from the 13. Boston, he's going to try to run for it. He breaks a tackle. He is not an athlete. He has 71 speed. He is not a mover, but he gets a double-digit yard run as they go play action. And the sack, fumble, and Raiders are able to keep it, but they lose 20 on the play. 2nd and goal, and Boston checks out. He's a little banged up after that one. Backup quarterback in, and Genty on the screen. I guess you're just playing for field goal here, which is understandable. Your quarterback got knocked out, so the field goal to cut it to a 1-score game is going to be good. You're hoping Boston's okay. In Pittsburgh, will they get the ball into the end zone, maybe put up a 2-score lead here for the field goal? They will. Field goal's good. Boston's still out, so you're down to your backup quarterback to try to get you to a Super Bowl. It's 4th down and 3. They will go read option. He's a little bit more of a runner, and he'll have the first, but you're just running out of time. I'd say the smart decision here would be just get into field goal range like that and just kick the field goal now. You have your 3 timeouts, but you use one there. You're going for the touchdown. This is not looking good, and Brian Boston, I'm not going to say they would have won if he didn't get hurt, but maybe had a better chance because this quarterback is running around. He's getting sacked. 4th down. They're going for it. You could kick the field goal, but they get the first. They're thinking maybe they're already close enough. Just go for the touchdown now. Get that out of the way. Genty on the screen. He's got the first down. It's goal to go. But with 1 timeout and 40 seconds to play, not looking good, especially with another sack fumble. Raiders keep it again, but 3rd down and goal, incomplete. Now they take the field goal. A little late for that because you need an onside kick with 30 seconds to go and a touchdown. They don't get it, and the Raiders go down. So Brian Boston plays a really rough game against a good Steelers defense and then gets hurt. and he only throws for 100 yards and 3 picks. So he does end up winning Rookie of the Year. And, I mean, for a rookie, he made it all the way to the AFC Championship, throwing 33 touchdowns, 6 picks. Raiders might got themselves a guy at quarterback, so you don't got to worry. Maybe this will just be the start of something for Las Vegas. But we move on to the Falcons. They lost Niles Clinton. Well, back to the #1 overall pick and back to taking a wide receiver again, I suppose. J.J. McIntosh, 80 overall, looks to be really good. But this is an interesting strategy from the Falcons. You draft a receiver #1 overall. You don't keep him, even though he was good. And then I guess you draft another one. Packers are going to grab Jose Peralta. Even though Peralta's put up 9.5 and then 10.5 sacks in back-to-back seasons, the team he put the sacks up on didn't want to retain him. They let him walk, and now he's on like his 5th team. He's on his 5th team in like 4 years because he got cut by the Bears and then picked up by the Patriots, then signed by the Ravens, signed by the Jags, now signed by the Packers. He's just a journeyman at this point, but I mean, he's gotten double-digit sacks and, you know, roughly back-to-back years. Alan Fuller, meanwhile, puts up double-digit sacks at D-tackle. Lions don't make the playoffs, but Alan Fuller's looking really good. I mean, double-digit sacks at D-tackle is so impressive. Aaron Bush, meanwhile, he's not looking good at all. He got hurt again, and he didn't play well again. Brian Boston has a bit of a sophomore slump. Still a nice season, but Raiders not able to make the playoffs. And, you know, this happens with young quarterbacks. A sophomore slump is very real. J.J. McIntosh doesn't play much as a rookie, just 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. But we go to Green Bay. Hey, look who it is. It's Jose Peralta in the playoffs. It's nice to see him in there. And can he finally capitalize on his opportunity in the playoff spotlight against the Chicago Bears, against his former team? So, you know, the team that drafted him, it's a nice spot for him. And look who it is, Peralta. He's got his 3rd sack of the day on Caleb Williams. And maybe he's not so bad as Caleb throwing over the middle, Rome Odunze for the 1st down. I don't know if it's going to result in victory, but Jose Peralta has come to play against the team that drafted him. And I don't know, it's such a weird career. Field goal. Everybody got in there, but nobody blocked it. It's good. Packers on offense are able to put the ball in the end zone, so back to a 1-score game. Now a 3-point game as Caleb has found Rome Odunze into enemy territory. Rome has become great as they throw for Rome again. He's got 5 more yards, and he's hurt. Maybe you can capitalize on that as they are going to get it for the 1st down. Les Luther Burden for the 1st. He got a whole bunch of weapons, and Rome is back. Caleb floating one outside, and it's incomplete. 4th down, field goal, try again. So you're going to keep it a 1-score game, give your offense under 2 minutes to go, and they're not able to get the job done. So the Packers go down, Bears move on, and Jose Peralta, well, while he didn't win, he did get some revenge. 3 sacks and a tackle for loss in the playoffs. And on the season as a whole, how about 15.5 sacks? And this is such a weird career. Titans, meanwhile, get a rematch against the Steelers. They beat them down 35-14. And Niles Clinton has a touchdown grab and 76 yards on the day. Now moving on to the Jets. 14-14 is your score. Titans are backed up, but they do have a 2nd down and 2 situation. They go with the run. He's going to power through for the 1st down. As now they're going to go with the ground once more. And he's going to power again, but not get the 1st down. And they're going to get a stop. So once again backed up. They've been kind of living in their own territory this far back. And number 11 at running back, he's slipping through for a 1st down. I mean, we're already down to 2 minutes. It's just been a heavy defensive battle. And now 3rd and 11 for the defense to get off the field for the Jets. And they'll throw, but he's getting sacked. And the Jets are going to overtime. They can't score either. Titans take it first. And they will run to the outside. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. And in the air, over the middle, finally got it, and I think they're maybe going to cross enemy territory, finally. Yes, they will, and they need to put some points on the board. You don't want to leave the Jets in a sudden death situation where any score can win. He's going to get through, run the football, and take a hit, as now they're at the 40-yard line. Throwing, stepping up, checking it down. He's got room, 1st down, and a gain of about 13 yards. And they're in field goal range. Can he get the touchdown, though? They're going to toss it. Niles Clinton is not that type of receiver. He's going to lose a lot of yards. I don't know about that play call. Now they're going to throw it down the field. It's incomplete. Now you're left trying a 52-yard field goal. Kick is good. I don't know why you're doing end arounds to Niles Clinton. Jets put the ball in the end zone and win it in overtime. I mean, that's just, that's unfortunate. I won't say that the Niles Clinton toss is going to be what costed them, but it definitely put them in a rough situation. Dwayne McCullough, meanwhile, he's been rock solid, only 5 career games missed. And Niles Clinton, 3rd straight 1,000-yard season, including a 240-yard game against the Steelers. My goodness. Saints, meanwhile, it wasn't an eventful one, but it was the first playoff victory for Jaden Allen. It only took him, like, this is his 8th year, but he got a playoff victory. He's been quiet, but maybe the Saints have finally put a team around him. Chris Olave is still here. How old is he at this point? He's getting a first down as they'll run it right up the middle and room to run. Can the Saints suddenly all go to the Super Bowl randomly? First down as it's 27-21. Saints can go up by 2 scores here. Allen is sacked. 3rd down and 18 as Allen outside. Ball is way short of the marker, but a 2-score lead here if they knock through this field goal. Kick is good. Eagles, meanwhile, are going to go and get stopped, so this is looking really good. Saints could be going to the Super Bowl, and Jaden Allen could finally get the team success to match his personal success. He fumbled there, but he's going to keep it, and instead it's 4th and inches. They punt it. That is unfortunate. I mean, that could have been a first down, but Eagles are going to get a field goal out of it, meaning it's a 1-score game with 4 minutes to go. And the running back put it on the ground, and the Eagles got it. Hurts up top. It's reeled in. Showing a little bit of Eagles offense because this is an important game for Jaden Allen's career. Touchdown, Eagles. And a 1-point lead with the extra point as Allen now 3 minutes to go and suddenly finds himself down on the scoreboard. Allen dropping back, 2:38 to go, and he'll scramble for the first down. He's got it. He'll get a little bit more than that. Brought down at the 47-yard line. We're down to a minute and a half to go now. 3rd and 8. Screen. Not gonna get it. He loses 3. 4th and 11. Allen. He's going to fire over the middle. He's got the first down. Chris Olave. Grandpa Chris Olave still getting the job done outside. And another first down. They were in field goal range with 55 seconds to go. Allen is going to slide, and they got it to the 19 now. 2nd and 3. Allen going to try to run for it again. Not going to get yards on this one. He'll get sacked. 3rd down and 6. Pass is incomplete. And with 45 seconds to go, field goal try is good. And the Eagles now left with just under 40 seconds to go. Hurts to the outside. Got it to 3rd and 2. They'll go to the air. They got 2 timeouts, and they will get the first down. Gets out of bounds to preserve the timeouts. 21 seconds to play, and Hurts with the slant. They're going to get down to their final timeout used. 15 seconds to go. Field goal for the Eagles is good. And Jaden Allen might be done for, as now they got just 2 plays maybe. Use one of them there to get to the 40, as you got to go maybe like 20 yards in one play. They got the timeout. Allen's going to scramble. He's past midfield. He slides. He gets 20 exactly. Timeout. Kick for the win. It's good. You gave Jaden Allen just 2 plays, and he got you exactly enough. And the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. Allen throws for 2 touchdowns, ran it well, and the Saints, from no playoff victories under Jaden Allen in 7 years, all of a sudden are in the Super Bowl. It's 25-24 against the Jaguars, and they have it at midfield. As Allen is going to break out of a sack. Throw the football outside. He broke the sack and got 12. Allen to the air. He's going to keep it. Design run. Slides it for 8. He's not a speedy runner. I mean, 81 speed is nice, but he's just making the most of every opportunity. And some dude who took Drew Brees' number just got 20 yards. And now over the middle for a touchdown. And that is a picture-perfect drive. That Jalen Noel with the touchdown. He ends up in New Orleans. 2-point conversion. Wide open. It's good. And a 7-point lead. Jaguars, though, immediately. Big play. Looked like some 80-plus yard play for a touchdown. Allen going to be back out there. Throwing it deep. It's Chris Olave to the 21. Actually, how is Chris Olave still doing this good this old? I mean, if we're like 8+ years into the future, Olave is going to be, what is he, like 33 years old or something by now? He's old for a wide receiver. And Olave, touchdown! Saints lead, and the defense, can they get the stop? Jaguars not able to put it in the end zone. Saints ball with 3 minutes to go. Can they run out this clock? They got it at their own 25 right now as Allen's going to get sacked. And now it'll be 3rd down and 11. Allen rolling. He's going to just have to get rid of it. He got sacked, so they made him use a timeout. And now the Jaguars, one more try at it, and he's not going to get into the end zone. And the Jags go down 39-32. Jaden Allen, out of nowhere, wins a Super Bowl. From no playoff wins in his career going into this playoff run to all of a sudden winning a Super Bowl. It can happen that quickly, and he throws more touchdowns than he does incompletions on the game. It was a typical Jaden Allen season. 3,500 plus yards, 35 touchdowns, and he wins the Super Bowl MVP. And a well-deserved contract extension also for Allen Fuller, as well as Dwayne McCollum. That is a lot of money. 30+ million for tackle Jaden McCollum. Jose Peralta is 30 years old. He just came off a 15-sack season and isn't getting signed by anyone in free agency. And meanwhile, the Rams are going to draft a tackle, Jace Kaplan, 81 overall, looks really good, and he's a superstar development tackle as well. So, I mean, he's really nice. Peralta, how about stringing along another 1-year deal? I mean, this is he's on just infinite prove-it deals, and he's continuously proved it year after year, but can't cash out a contract. McCollum, meanwhile, sitting here at a 90 overall, and Niles Clinton, an 89 overall. As we got a lot of really talented players. Another 90 overall. I mean, Jaden Allen's at 99. Peralta's the lowest overall other than Aaron Bush. Aaron Bush has been kind of a bust at this point. I mean, he maybe has another shot. I don't know. JJ McIntosh, hopefully he can get involved in the lineup a little bit more for Atlanta. But playoff action. Lions, Saints, Falcons, Titans. Peralta doesn't even play for the Broncos. And Aaron Bush, it's so weird. He can't play a full season. I mean, he plays, like, backup, starting. Like, I don't know what kind of QB rotation they got there in Miami, but he once again has just not great a season and just is existing as a fringe starter. Titans smack around the Texans in the playoffs a little bit. CJ Stroud goes home in round 1. Titans move on. Clinton, 66 yards on 6 grabs. And we move on to Detroit, sneaking in at 9-8. Can they go and get a victory over Carolina, as they made a Super Bowl a couple years back, and now, I mean, Fuller's gotten that well-deserved contract extension. He's been a high-level, like, Tier 1 defensive player, it feels like. He's been insanely good, and the Panthers, meanwhile, are going to get a first down and more. 17-14 your score, and they're going to get another first down. Secondary not helping out the front seven a whole lot, as they're going to go read option. Got to hold them to a field goal here, but now the run defense faltering, and they're inside the 5-yard line. Goal to go. Run game finishes the drive off with a touchdown, and the Panthers are up by 2 scores. So the Lions offense, they are able to get a field goal, but the Panthers now have 4 minutes to go with the football. Can they drain the clock? As they get 7, back them up 2 yards to the 3rd and 5, and they're going to get the first down through the air. This secondary can't cover anything right now. 3 minutes to go. Run game. Fuller slows him down, and it will be a no gain on the play. Fuller celebrating a little bit. He activates his X Factor as now 3rd down and 10. And once again, no one was there to cover. And another first down. One more, and the Panthers are going to end this game. And they get a big play. And that looks like it's going to do it, unless he could force a turnover here. They're not going to do it. Panthers running their way to the next round. Lions defense didn't really play well in those key moments, but you want to talk about playing well. Allen Fuller had just a tackle for a loss, but how about what he did in the regular season? 17.5 sacks at defensive tackle with 14 tackles for loss. Are you serious? That is an insane D-tackle year. As we go to the Raiders now, Boston sneaks it in for a touchdown to give them the lead over the Chargers. Genty on the 2-point conversion got it. Chargers are going to take the football on offense. A lot of time early in this fourth quarter, and they will get to 4th and 1, but hit a 50-yard field goal. Raiders take over. Boston hands it to Genty, and Genty for the first down, and a gain of 14 yards. He's over 100 on the day. As Boston outside, broken up, and it's 3rd and 12 for Boston. As they go to throw it deep, 1-on-1, it's incomplete. And the Chargers, another field goal, and now suddenly the Raiders are down on the scoreboard with under 4 to go. Boston lets it fly. He's got it. Touchdown from 70 yards. And just like that on the other side, it's the Raiders getting the football back, and now this is the situation you want to be in. Up by a score in Ashton Genty territory, and he's going to get another solid little carry of 4, making him use timeouts. A first down will end it. Get it to Genty one more time. First down, and Genty is going to run them all the way to success. As Boston, they'll throw the football there, and that's actually going to be out of bounds. It's questionable everything there from the Raiders offense, from the play calling to the decision making. You gave the Chargers a chance. They're not going to do anything with it, but next time you might not be so lucky if you give them an opportunity like that. I mean, you're kind of tempting fate doing something like that, because you just go down, you run the clock out, you win the game. Boston, okay day, and the Giants meanwhile are going to get beaten by the Falcons 41-23. So JJ McIntosh is going to get 3 touchdowns on the day. How about that? 86 yards and 3 touchdowns. And we get a little interdivision battle, Saints versus Falcons. So it's McIntosh versus Allen, as Allen, coming off a Super Bowl victory, seemingly has a team that is ready to help him go on a run to maybe get another Super Bowl. As Allen outside has got the running back for a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. They go to the ground. He's going to get the first down. Nice block picked up, and they got it to the 37. It's not been a good day. 9 carries, just 11 yards on the day. So it's got to be done through the air potentially, as they're not going to get it through the air either. Xavier Watts with the stop as Penix takes over. And can they find JJ McIntosh through the air? It's a little bit different. I don't think there's Drake London. Don't think there's Kyle Pitts. And they're not going to get anywhere in offense. They're going to have to punt the football away for these 2 offensive players that we're focusing on, with 2 good offensive teams. Not a whole lot of offense going on right now, as we're already down to 5.5 to go. Finally somebody in enemy territory, and there's the play action, wide open over the middle, and Allen's got him into field goal range. He can maybe get up by 6, but a touchdown can maybe end this game. And look at the running back shooting through the hole for 21. And now read option, Allen is gonna fumble the football, and it's picked up by the Saints. All right, keeping a possession, 3rd and 2, check it down. Not going to get into the end zone. And 4th down, they're going for it. Allen, this is bold, but you got the score. Touchdown, Saints. And the Falcons down by 2 scores. And it's not looking good for Atlanta. You got 2 minutes to go. You got all your timeouts, but you need a big play. That's going to help out a little bit. Now at the 37-yard line. And they'll throw over the middle. First down. And they're starting to use timeouts now, handing the football up. I don't know how much you could really afford to run it, but I guess if you're going to get 15 yards, you'll take it. 1:13 to play. Penix swings it outside, and that's just bad all around. You lose 5, and the clock keeps running. You have to burn a timeout. Penix to the air. He's actually going to run for it, and Penix got 11 on the play, and it's 4th down. Penix is going to throw for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. So you need the onside kick now, and obviously likelihood of it very low. Saints pick it up, and that will be game. I would like to see in this game, you know, this college football and Madden, for teams to maybe manage the end of the game situation a little bit better, not get down in bounds, not like go out of their way to try to use the timeouts that they have, because the timeouts are a lot more important for getting that stop on defense instead of relying on the onside kick. Now, McIntosh, though, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, a very solid second season. He did miss a few games, but overall, really nice year. We find ourselves for Tennessee and Cincinnati. Now it's Clinton on the crosser, and the first play we watch Clinton for a big gain as now from the 35-yard line. They're going to go Clinton's way again. Second straight grab for him, and this time he'll get 8 from the 27 now. 3rd down and 2. Going Clinton's way. 3 in a row for Clinton. And a first down. As now, dropping a throw, they're going to tuck in a run for it. They're inside the 10-yard line. So they're down by 10, but very much in position to cut this down. They'll scramble. They'll get it. Touchdown. I got no clue where Cam Ward is. This dude, Markel Smith's been the quarterback for a while, but I guess he's doing a pretty solid job as the Bengals are going to get a field goal, and it's going to leave it to a one-score game. 2.5 to go. Can Niles Clinton find himself in a clutch situation where he could get a game-winning touchdown again? Not if he can't get this 4th down and 14. Floating it deep. He gets speared out of the air, and the game is over. 4th down, like literally the safety just speared the receiver. I don't know how you're going to bring that one in. And the Bengals go on. They go from 8-9 to a playoff victory. Clinton had more catches and yards than all of his other receivers combined. And then for the Raiders, they go down 28-7 in the snow to the Jets as Boston has a not so crazy playoff game. Gets outdueled by a Jaden Daniels on the Jets. And we're down to just the Saints in the playoffs, conference championship. Can Jaden Allen go back to a Super Bowl potentially, back to back, as the pass is going to be incomplete? It's a low-scoring game, 7-7. Rams get it back, and they go and score a touchdown on a long drive. That drive was, it took forever. We're already down to 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Now down to 3, 3rd down, and a sack. And, I mean, Jaden Allen's not going to have much of a chance here. 4th down, and they're going to punt. Rams get it back, and they put up a field goal with 30 seconds to go. That they didn't even get a chance. Jaden Allen had the ball for all of about 4 plays in the 4th quarter. Are you serious right now? I mean, that's demoralizing. Well, what a way to end your season. 31 touchdowns, 2 picks, 73 completion percentage, a great year. And it's just typical Jaden Allen stuff, and it's just not enough to get to the Super Bowl, but at least he has gotten a ring and now gotten to a conference championship. Aaron Bush, despite being a bust so far, has found himself a 3-year, really kind of backup quarterback extension. And interestingly enough, the Bears are going to get the #1 overall pick again, and they go tight end. Jason Leonard, 81 X Factor. If you're going to go with a player who's not a traditional #1 overall pick, tight end, or D tackle, or linebacker, corner, one of these players that, like, it's not a traditional #1 pick, you better make sure they're dang good. 81 X Factor, it's pretty dang good. Peralta, meanwhile, you know, just to keep up on him, he signs another 1-year prove-it contract, and he's on to Tampa Bay now. All these other guys doing pretty solid. Aaron Bush, he has just not gotten better. You can see, like, he's just not gotten better. Well, I don't know why he's not developing. He's just not doing anything. It's so weird how he's just a 79 overall forever, it feels like. And I mean, he's almost filled up the XP bar. He's like 10 out of 11,000, but he stinks. Peralta gets 7 sacks in Tampa Bay, now more as like a rotational designated pass rusher. And Alan Fuller doesn't get 17 sacks, but does get 10. Aaron Bush, well, you're not leveling up if you go and throw 0 passes on the season. Jason Leonard at tight end wins Rookie of the Year, and the Bears are in the playoffs. We'll go and take a peek at them. And the Raiders seemingly have this forever rivalry. I think this is the 3rd matchup with the Chargers. They already faced them in the division, but now the 3rd time Boston has taken on the Chargers in the playoffs. This pass thrown up top, and it's swatted away incomplete. 4th down and long, they kick the field goal. And we are at a 20-19 game. Chargers get a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So now you are going to have a 7-point deficit. And on the RPO, it took a 1 play. And it's 70 yards. Touchdown Raiders. Brian Boston does what he needs to do. And the Chargers offense also does their job, a field goal. So the Raiders have a 1:21 timeout, get into field goal range. Genty's no longer on the team. We're that far into the future where it's just like everyone's gone, I think. I don't know. We're approaching that point where even like Caleb and Jaden are about to retire. So it's been a while as they're going to get to the 40-yard line. And Boston, long distance field goal range from here, want to get a little bit closer, maybe even get the touchdown here, as one of the players still around is Brock Bowers, as he's at the 28-yard line. They're going to throw underneath, 1st down and more, but you're at a timeout. It's 20 seconds. You don't want to mess this up as they're going to run it. You got to get the field goal unit out there now. as they're going to hurry it back to the line. Yeah, you just got to run up, spike the football, get the field goal unit out. I don't know why you're making adjustments here, as they're going to spike it with 8 seconds to go. And the field goal try for overtime is good, and the Raiders are going to get the football first in overtime. So they're going to get a try added, and Boston is going to get sacked, as now it's 3rd and 19. Could go 3 and out, and you will. Now the Chargers take over, and they're in sudden death situation, as it's going to be a grab. I mean, the quarterback here, it's not even Herbert, it's Trevor Lawrence. I don't know how Trevor Lawrence has found his way into Jacksonville, but Amari and Hampton is going to get the first down from the 33. They're throwing over the middle. That's a first down. I mean, they just need a field goal, but it's looking like they're going to score a touchdown. They're at the 1, and they're going to quick pass to the fullback for the score. And the game is over. Raiders lose to the Chargers. These two teams have been going at it. I mean, my goodness, how many Raiders versus Chargers playoff games are we going to get? So Boston hasn't really reached the heights of his rookie season. Made the conference championship, rookie of the year, really nice year. He's been good, but hasn't gotten quite the same results up until this point. But he had a nice game, and on the season overall, really nice year. 34 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's been like a top 10 quarterback and just hasn't gotten quite over the hump quite yet, but it took Jaden Allen a while. It can happen. Meanwhile, the Falcons, despite going 12-5, they get smacked by the Niners 24-3. And for a team that we're trying to watch the offense, putting up 3 points, J.J. McIntosh has a single catch, but he has a breakout season in year 3. How about 1,100 yards, but 17 touchdowns on the year? And unfortunately, we didn't get to see much from him, as we go to the Bears now, actually having a reason to watch and cheer for them, as Caleb Williams has himself a generational tight end, as that pass is going to be caught, and it's going to be a first down and more. You can see the tight end there. He's got the lead block, and he's going to get him a first down on the ground as they go with a little motion here. Caleb is going to throw it backwards, and I don't know what the heck that play is. Loss of 11 on the pass. That's interesting, as Caleb throws it out of bounds, and now the Giants are going to put up a score. 2-point conversion's good. It's 17-11, but Bears don't need much to end this one. Burden for a first down. One more will do it. They go play action, dump it down. He's going to get about 10 on the play, and with 1 yard to go, that's the first down and more. Game over, and the Bears are going to move on to the next round. So generational tight end Jason Leonard is going to get a win. I mean, him paired up with Caleb Williams and Luther Burden and all these other players that the Bears have accumulated. They're moving on to the second round. We also have Jaden Allen in the playoffs, and the Titans were the 1 seed. So still some playoff action here as a rematch against the Eagles. Saints had a really throwing game against the Eagles previously and won a game-winning field goal with Jaden Allen heroics. Can they do the same again as the Eagles up by 2? 16-14 your score, but Allen on the design keeper tries to lower the shoulder, and he's not going to really succeed in that, but he does get the first down as from the 35, another run, this time from the back, gets 19 on the play. That's more yards than he had all game combined on that single play, and now the little cut's going to get him another 12 yards, and for the lead, Allen is going to keep it, and Allen scores. Touchdown Saints. And Jaden Allen now is going to find himself throwing over the middle after the Eagles get stopped, and they are going to have just 3:40 to play to try to get a stop on defense to give their offense one more try, but the run game coming to life for the Saints. 3rd and 11. That pass short. Not going to get the first, so the Eagles get a try at it, and they're not going to be able to succeed. Saints are going to move on and take out the Eagles once more, and back to an NFC championship for Jaden Allen. Solid game from him, as they are going to now move us over to a Chargers playoff game. This time not against the Raiders, though. They already took out the Raiders. This time they're taking on the Titans. And can our little tackle wide receiver duo, there's Niles Clinton with the first down. And Clinton, I feel like every time we watch him, he gets fed. He gets the football. We love to say it. And another touchdown. There he is, Niles Clinton. He definitely comes up big in the playoffs. He's definitely been about as good of a playoff performer as he could ask for. As whenever we have watched him, like I said, he comes up with plays in the big moments, as the Chargers are going to run a lot of time off the clock, and get a touchdown. So it's going to leave the Titans with just 4 minutes to go, down by 10. Free rusher comes in, but they get rid of the football. And a spin move is going to get them 25 yards on the play. Markel Smith, the quarterback, has thrown 3 interceptions. So that's kind of been the deciding factor potentially, as that pass up in the air. How'd they bring that one in? That wasn't Clinton, but his other teammate came up with a big grab. And that pass, I think he just straight up dropped it. 3rd down and 10. Smith in the air. He's rolling. He's throwing back across the middle. That was dangerous. You throw it into like triple coverage, crossbody on the run. That's just all breaking all the rules. As now the Chargers take over. We're going to look at the Chargers here as see Trevor Lawrence. He's going to run the football. Look at old man Trevor Lawrence get that big of a run. How did you just let that happen? They just want a chance at it, but Lawrence delivers the dagger. And that's not fun to not get an opportunity, especially because you let Trevor Lawrence run wild on your defense. And I don't know how old he is at this point. But now it's Clinton, 2 more touchdowns in the playoffs. Definitely awesome in the playoffs, as Dwayne McCollum plays every game, allows a decent amount of sacks. I mean, there's just not a lot of stats for offensive linemen in the game, unfortunately. But now it's Clinton, about 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons for him. And he's not even, a 17-game player. He has plenty of seasons where he's kind of missed a little bit of time here and there. But still, really productive. As we go to the Bears are taking on the Niners. And they'll go to the outside. And it's going to be a gain of 10. As now 3rd down and 1. Caleb sneaks. It doesn't get it. And 4th and inches. They're going to go for the field goal for the lead. It is good. But, man, I would have liked to see them go for it on 4th and inches. Niners go and get a field goal of their own, so 4 minutes to play. Caleb outside, got his receiver, and a gain of 15. 2nd down and 2 from the 48. Caleb is going to break out a 1, not 2 sacks. He puts it on the ground, and the D lineman for the Niners is going to take it out of his hands and go all the way. Touchdown. 27-19 your score, so you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion with 3 minutes to go if you're going to want to send this to overtime. Well, look at the screen. He got free. He's gone. Touchdown. 70 yards on the screen. And the Niners now trying to stop the 2-point conversion. They try to do the same thing, and it's not going to work this time. And the Niners will get stopped, so the Bears have another try at it as Caleb middle. It's reeled in. Field goal range, maybe just 10, 15 yards away. Caleb, though, is breaking out of 1, not 2. 3rd and 20, 60 seconds to play. And Caleb is going to try to step up, but it's a sack again. 4th and 26. And Caleb, deep pass. It is incomplete. They tried throwing a jump ball to Leonard, and it's not going to happen. The Niners at 8-9 move on. The Niners beat the Falcons. They beat the Bears. And now they get to face off against the Saints. Can an 8-9 Niners team take out all of our teams? Jason Leonard also, for a rookie tight end, 900 yards and 12 touchdowns. That is incredible for a tight end to go and put up those types of numbers. But here we go. Saints, Niners, and a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Can Jaden Allen get back, or will this ridiculous Niners team, who is a losing record, make it to the Super Bowl? Niners tie the game up after a 3-0, and the Saints have 5.5 to go. Allen is sacked, and it's not looking good. 3rd and 21. They concede possession. This is ridiculous. The Niners are going to put up a game-winning field goal. And the Saints didn't even get to touch the ball again. This is the 2nd time where Jaden Allen has touched the ball for like 3 plays in a 4th quarter of an NFC championship. And to be fair, he did go like 3 and out in these plays. And like in these drives. So he needs to do better there. But at the same time, you cannot let the other team have the football for like 10 minutes. Dolphins get the number 1 overall pick again. They go 1-16, which is spectacular. And they are going to go and double dip at quarterback. Bush has not worked out. He hasn't been good. So how about superstar Carlos Goodson? Jaden Allen, by this point, too, is looking just insane. Jose Peralta, meanwhile, he can't get a job this year. Are you kidding me? Peralta's just sitting in free agency. Niles Clinton and Dwayne McCollum still really good. McCollum, the number 1 rated right tackle. Alan Fuller is a 91 overall. And Aaron Bush is sitting here just doing nothing as a backup for the Jaguars. Brian Boston, 92 overall. JJ McIntosh, 88 overall. We have Jace Kaplan, 87 overall. He's looking good. Jason Leonard, how about a 93 at tight end in just his second year? And we got more playoff action. Aaron Bush, meanwhile, is sitting here. Cam Ward and Brock Purdy in the same QB room. So, yeah, he's QB 3 or 4. Brian Boston, no playoffs for him. Down year. And the Raiders not going to have any action this time around. So, at least no Raiders-Chargers action for the 37-time Jace Kaplan. Solid season at right tackle. And Carlos Goodson, he plays poorly, but something tells me it wasn't really all his fault. 1-16 last year. 0-17 this year. Hello, Cleveland Browns. Welcome back. A 1-win season followed by no wins. Peralta doesn't find a job all year. That is disrespectful to Peralta. He's not that bad. He's not a number 1 pick good, but he is not unemployable bad. As we get Bears Saints. So how about Jason Leonard versus Jaden Allen? And a pick for the Saints defense is going to set them up with a chance to tie this game up. It's a rare opportunity. We actually get to watch offense and defense on both sides of the football. And we get to see Jaden Allen hand the football off. And that's going to be a first down and more. And a gain of 15. Not the 14-yard line. 9:20 to play. And they got it inside the 10-yard line. Looking for the tie. Jaden Allen from the 5. And he's going to get sacked. Free rusher got it. And now they're backed up to the 12. Allen, 3-man rush. Going for the end zone. It's in double coverage and incomplete. They tried that. Is Jameson Williams still on the team? My goodness, Jameson Williams has been a Saints lifer as now Caleb takes over. He's got room to run. He's got a big gain. Caleb breaking a tackle and a gain of 20 on the play. Now we go to 3rd and 14. They're throwing the football deep, and it's reeled in. What a grab. And now from the red zone, we're looking to get a bit more of a lead. Caleb dives at the 3. As they go, play action, Leonard, block and release, and the running back leaks out of the backfield, touchdown! And Caleb and the Bears up by 2 scores. Jaden Allen not had a good time against the Bears in his career, and it continues! Scoop it, score, he put it on the ground, and the Bears are going to let the Saints go drive down the field, but I mean, with under 2 minutes to go, they pull it back within 2 scores. They need the onside kick. They don't get it. And 45-34. Jaden Allen now make it 0-3 against the Bears in his playoff career. Not able to get over Chicago. Even though early in his career he lost those 2, he eventually won the Super Bowl. Not able to do it all these years later. And I don't know how many more years the Saints have of this little window of contention that they opened up. They got 1 Super Bowl, 2 conference championship appearances, but Jaden Allen now a decade plus into his career, you're going to wonder when he starts regressing. As we go Lions-Cardinals, I feel like we've also seen a couple of matchups that have happened like a decent amount of times. Like Lions-Cardinals weirdly has been, I think this is like the 3rd time. But let's see what Fuller can do. It's been a while since we've seen Fuller in action. He's just been, you know, quietly, consistently racking up like all-pro seasons year after year after year. He made a Super Bowl in his first year as a starter, and maybe he can make it back. Maybe the Lions have built themselves back up. It's 21-16 when they take back over, and getting in there is Fuller and 2 others for the tackle for loss. He's lost his X factor, but he's still a superstar, and they're going to run for it, and the quarterback is going to get 18 on the play. 5 minutes to go, and they'll run to the outside. He breaks a tackle and then gets all the way for a 8-yard gain. What looked to be a potential loss gets 8. 3rd down and 2. Pass is broken up, and the Cardinals are going to now be just left with 150 to go after a stop. But look who gets in there, Fuller, and that's going to be his 4th sack of the game. That is an incredible playoff stat line. He got in again, forced the quick throw, but Alan Fuller has come to play today. 4th down and 4, throw it to the outside, knocked away, game over. And a big reason you could say that the Lions are moving on is the play of Alan Fuller's 4 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. My goodness, we got Tennessee versus Cincinnati again. It's really weird how we keep getting, like, oddly the similar playoff matchups. Like, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Raiders, Chargers, Lions versus Cardinals, Bears, Saints. Like, how does that keep happening? Okay, well, let's do it again. As they go over the top, it's incomplete. And the Titans are going to kick a field goal. It's weird how that keeps happening. I don't know. It's just I don't get it. It's just really random, just chance that just keeps on happening with a couple of individual matchups. But we move on to the 8-minute mark as Smith is going to find his receiver short of the marker. That's a fumble. I don't really think that is a fumble. That came out really late, but they keep it on the field. Okay, 17-10. I guess that wasn't really worth reviewing as they are going to run for a first down. But they're down by 7 now after a questionable fumble call, as they'll run it right up the middle, and the Titans got just 2:20 to play. 3rd down and 10. Over the middle, he's going to have it for a first down. And we are at the 2-minute warning. We're even beyond that. 1.5 minutes to go. Smith floats that one. He got hit as he was throwing, but it was reeled in. And a first down from the 17. Stiff form. Nice run. He's going to get a block. And that's a touchdown. And Niles Clinton is an absurd blocking receiver. Oh, my goodness. That was incredible blocking there. The second time this video where we've had to point out how good his blocking is at receiver. And who is this massive human being who just got that play? Why is he so large? Oh my goodness, that is a oddly shaped human being for the Bengals, and he's got them into field goal range. I'm just watching number 4 in Cincinnati. He is crazy looking. Bengals are gonna go and set up for a game-winning field goal. Kick is good. That is, I was just distracted by number 4. He's a good, funny looking guy. Titans are going to go down, and another matchup of the Bengals doesn't go their way. Clinton, though, touchdown through the air, helped him spring through a rushing touchdown and make it his 6th straight. But you can see, like, the yards per game. He has 2 seasons above 90 yards per game, but he doesn't have, like, the stats to reflect that because he keeps, like, missing games. He keeps ending the year with, like, 12, 13, 14 games played rather than the full 17. So let's go over to the Giants versus Falcons, where we have J.J. McIntosh and the Falcons offense scoring a touchdown here to cut it down to a 2-score game. But this game isn't looking too good because, you know, this was one of the ones where, you know, the final score is going to look a little bit closer, but you got a touchdown, couldn't get the onside kick, you lose 35-24. And J.J. McIntosh up until this point, 5 catches, 78 yards on a touchdown. He just hasn't really gotten to do a whole lot when it comes to showcasing what he can put on display here. And for Alan Fuller, he gets dominated by Jason Leonard and the Bears. 6 catches, 53 yards. Fuller puts up 2 sacks on the game. So just 2 playoff games, but he ends up with 6 sacks in those games. And we move on to a Giants versus Bears conference championship. And can the Bears finally find themselves in the Super Bowl? Can the generational tight end, there he is, Jason Leonard, converts a 3rd and 17. Could he find himself going to a Super Bowl in this early in his career as he gets the grab there again? And this one's for 8. Yeah, I think looking for him is the move as they run it for the first down. It's a low-scoring game, though, 7-0 in the 4th quarter as Caleb is going to get sacked. And they still got Abdul Carter as an X factor out there. And Abdul Carter chasing. He's going to bring Caleb down for just a gain of 3. And the field goal for the 2-score lead, which is big in this game especially, is good. Giants finally find the end zone. 4 minutes to go. Caleb to the air, and he'll try to run for it. He will. Caleb with a first down to the 43-yard line. Now throwing as that pass is going to be off the helmet of Leonard. No, it's intercepted by Abdul Carter. And are you kidding me? Pick 6. Abdul Carter. What is that play? Off the helmet of Leonard and into the arms of Abdul Carter. And the Giants have the lead with just 2:40 to play. Caleb with another big run. But that just is so demoralizing. I don't know how. You might have just lost your opportunity to go to the Super Bowl off something like that. Under 2 to go. Caleb is going to run again. He's just having to run a lot, and it's working. He takes the shot, but they're at the 26-yard line. Caleb, middle, caught for the running back, and they're inside the 10-yard line. Goal to go from the 6. Run the football. He's down right at the 1. And it's 3rd down and goal. Caleb, end zone. Incomplete. He couldn't hang on. 4th down and goal. Game on the line. Caleb, he missed it. Incomplete. And the Giants win on an Abdul Carter pick 6. What is happening? That's just unfortunate. Leonard puts up 100 yards on the day on 9 grabs. He puts up on the season very similar statistics, couple less yards, one more touchdown. I mean, yeah, he's crazy. And unfortunately, Jose Peralta retired. That's sad. And the 0-17 Dolphins go and draft the fastest receiver out there. How about Lyle Lorenzo, 98 speed, superstar dev at 79 overall. So how about giving your quarterback that you just drafted a weapon to throw to? Niles Clinton starting to regress a little bit. Dwayne McCollum still sitting here, #1 right tackle, but he's moved on from Tennessee. He's going to be on the Chargers. Aaron Bush going to be, I guess, just a journeyman backup quarterback at this point. He's on the Chiefs, not playing. J.J. McIntosh up to a 90 overall. And we have a whole bunch of players in here now. We're kind of at the point where we only have a couple of guys left, but some of the first players are now starting to age up, regress. I mean, Peralta already retired just because he couldn't get a job anymore. We're on to the next season. Lions 1 seed, Bears 7 seed. We get Jaden Allen throwing 40 touchdowns but missing the playoffs. Yeah, this is just Drew Brees all over again. I mean, a great quarterback, top 5 in the league every single year. Won Super Bowl, can't make the playoffs despite throwing like 40 touchdowns. Dwayne McCollum, he'll have a really nice year for the Chargers. Bush doesn't see any action as the backup quarterback. And Brian Boston doesn't play the whole season, missed a lot of games, but in the games he played, hey, 22 touchdowns, 0 picks in like the 9 games or whatever he played. Really nice. JJ McIntosh also has been on a roll last 3 seasons. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, 14 plus touchdowns in all those years. Carlos Goodson and the Dolphin duo that we have has pulled this team out of the depths of garbageness and, you know, give him 8 wins on the season. So how about 1 win over 2 seasons, and then you get your young quarterback, you get him a pass catcher, he does pretty all right, and you get 8 wins on the season, and maybe you're starting to build something there. Now we move on to Tennessee, and look who it is. They're not playing the Bengals. They're playing the Chiefs, and it's incomplete on the end zone. They'll just go for a field goal, but this game is looking like it's going to be all Tennessee, 20-3 your score, and they get the football back after a turnover, so Tennessee is rolling right now. Pass is incomplete. They go 3 and out, but I guess they'll take another field goal to make it 23-3 on the game. Chiefs are going to put it in the end zone. They don't get the onside kick, though, and just a 2-score deficit for the Chiefs, but it's just not looking like it's going to happen. They can't get a stop. They can't do anything, and I think the better team is just the Titans today, so another field goal is good. One of those games where the Chiefs kind of hung around, and the final score is going to be 26-16, but a lot more dominant on the field than it was on the scoreboard. So the Titans handily take care of business. Just 2 catches for Niles Clinton, only 17 yards, so a quiet playoff day. And Jace Kaplan, meanwhile, I mean, I don't really know what to do with the offensive lineman, but Jace Kaplan, you know, he made the playoffs, but yeah, there's just not a lot to watch. Jason Leonard, meanwhile, about 120 yards and a touchdown. They move on, and a really hard-to-see game here. 24-17 in heavy rain as Smith, the throw. He's going deep, down by 7. He's got him, and he dropped it. He just dropped it. The rain actually costed them a touchdown as Clinton's going to get them 6. But, man, it is really hard to see here as that pass over the middle is going to be caught for a first down. I already will tell you that the heavy snow, it's literally impossible to see on slow sim. This is still like, I can tell what's going on. In the slow sim for heavy snow, you can't see, so I have to go and do like on the field coach mode stuff. So if we run into a heavy snow game, we'll get into that. But the heavy rain, it's going to result in a Titans loss because the Jaguars are sitting here 14-3, another win on the season for them. They're moving on. But yeah, some of the weather stuff, it's really cool, but we do have to, you know, adjust our visuals a little bit to it. And the Bears, it's Caleb Williams no longer on the Chicago Bears after that championship loss. So they got a new quarterback. He's rocking number 0, and they're taking on the Lions. So will it be Jason Leonard getting some redemption for last year, or will it be Alan Fuller getting back to a Super Bowl after all these years? And he is still consistently being the best defensive tackle in the league as the Bears up by 7. Throwing is got it, and he's going to find himself, get into the end zone, touchdown, and the Bears are going to come back out there after the Lions scored, so they matched them. 7-point game still, and that ball incomplete. 3rd down and 11. and over the middle. It's going to be caught but short, so the Lions got to try at it, but they aren't going to get into the end zone. They have all their timeouts, so they get a try if you can get a 3 and out, but not looking likely here. They're going to throw it, actually, and they're going to go over the middle, and Leonard! Oh my goodness, they just ran 2 guys over! Touchdown, Jason Leonard! That is incredible! That was also very unnecessary! You didn't need to throw it, but Leonard shrugged off 2 defenders and got into the end zone. We haven't gotten to see him a lot. He is a tight end after all, so they don't always get involved, and he seems to be more so the goal line threat, but 2 touchdowns at 100 yards on the day, including the game ender. And for Alan Fuller, 5th straight double-digit sack season. Career high is 17.5, but he got 15.5 this season, and an incredible year, an incredible career so far. For a defensive tackle to put up that kind of sack production, that's special. Like, you don't see that often. As the Bears on to the next round against the Arizona Cardinals. 31-24 your score as the Bears are throwing. And they'll go over the middle, and there's Jason Leonard to the 17-yard line. They go with the run, and they're going to get it to goal to go. Offense is moving, looking for the tie, and they're going to get 2. 3rd and goal from the 5, as they're going to throw for the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Cardinals. And Arizona, they throw an interception right back, so no harm done. You got it right back in the red zone with 1 play and a 22-yard touchdown, as they got a real big bailout interception from the defense, and they did not hit the extra point. The extra point got blocked. Are you serious? The extra point got blocked with 4:44 to go. Cardinals take the football, and they run out the whole clock. That is ridiculous. You gotta be kidding. Leonard goes for 72 yards, but are you kidding me? The extra point was blocked, and they never got the ball back. Jason Leonard has another great season. Bengals end up with the #1 overall pick, so they are going to be going with the Joe Burrow successor, I guess. Kareem Nolan is a 74 overall, so on the low end of guys that we've seen, 74 star. So you got a little bit of an uphill battle if you want to reach the heights of a guy maybe like Jaden Allen, who is at a 99 overall still. Niles Clinton might be the end of the road for him. He's an 82 overall. Dwayne McCollum still the top right tackle in the league. Alan Fuller still getting a little bit better, 92 overall. He hasn't started to regress yet. Aaron Bush, hey, you're in Dallas now. He's just everywhere. Brian Boston, he hasn't really succeeded in a little bit. JJ McIntosh, 91 overall. He's just kind of been stuck nowhere, going nowhere in Atlanta. Jace Kaplan is looking good. Jason Leonard, you want to know what a 99 overall tight end looks like? Yeah, he's a monster. Carlos Goodson, 85, and Lyle Lorenzo at an 83 overall. So we move on to the next season. Raiders, on cue, they are #1 seed, and also the Dolphins made the playoffs. That's really impressive. Aaron Bush actually got to play in Dallas. So for the first time in a long time, he actually got to start. He wasn't terrible. He just wasn't good, and they didn't make the playoffs. JJ McIntosh, another 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdown season. He's been really good. He just hasn't really done a whole lot because he's in Atlanta. So, hey, good on him, I guess. Kareem Nolan, though, what a rookie season. 31 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for a guy who was a 74 overall. Well-deserved rookie of the year for Nolan. So let's get into the playoff faction. Saints are up by 10 on San Francisco. As Jaden Allen, I don't know how many chances you got left. He's still a 99 overall, but for how long? He is comfortably over 30 years old now. So time is maybe going to start running out. I don't know how many playoff runs he got left in you, but if you can go and get the victory here, go up by 3 scores with a touchdown, you could be moving on, as you will get the touchdown. And with under 2 minutes to go in a 3-score game, this one is very much over. Niners put up a touchdown, but still lose it by 10, and the Saints move on. Allen with a solid playoff game. Yeah, this is year 13 for Jaden Allen as we move on to the Titans. They're taking on the Jets now, 10-7 versus 10-7. And this dude, Smith, is still the quarterback here in Tennessee. Feels like Tennessee is just consistent every single year, playoffs every single season. And even though Niles Clinton is a little bit washed up these days at an 82 overall, he's still coming up with big catches in playoff situations. Though the Titans have never really made it far. They've not made a Super Bowl. Even their conference championships. I mean, have they even made a conference championship? I don't know. Maybe they've made like a conference championship. They haven't really like truly threatened to win it all. But the Titans, maybe this could be the year. Well, the Jets take the lead by 7, and for Niles Clinton, at least, this is probably his final chance at an 82 overall, because guaranteed if he sticks around another year, he's going to regress to like 78, 77, as that 4th down play is going to be caught. So he got under 2 to go, 53 yards for the tie, read option, he's got the 1st down, and to the 40, as now 1:20 to go. And he's got a clean pocket. Throw to the outside over everybody's head. It's 4th down, spreading the field, game on the line, and a sack. Jets are going to get the football back, and the Titans are out of time. And Niles Clinton might be out of time as well, as his playoff game touchdown again. I mean, he comes up big in the playoffs, but a 1,200-yard season. It's interesting because, like, this was one of the only seasons he actually was healthy. So it took him till he was like on the brink of retirement to finally play a full healthy season. But good on him. As the Lions now, we jump to them. They are up 24-14, and Alan Fuller is taking on double teams right now as they're thrown across the field, and a touchdown. What a ball. And the Giants are going to climb back within 3 points, but the Lions go and put up another score to make it a 10-point game all over again, and the Giants are now very little room for error as they got 1:20 to go. Pass, he couldn't get his feet in bounds. 3rd down and 5 as he'll step up and find an open man for the 1st down, but the Lions just need to not let a disaster happen. I mean, you're at the point where it's just recover an onside kick and you are all good, as the Giants are going to find themselves 22-yard line, minute to play, 1 timeout. He's going to throw for the end zone, incomplete, as now 2nd down and 10. And they'll go up the middle in a touchdown. So just get the onside kick and you will be moving on. Kick is going to be jumped on by the Lions, and they will go on. So they will find themselves with another opportunity to maybe contend this season, as they win 31-28. Alan Fuller gets a tackle for a loss. It feels like he always racks up some sort of statistic every single time. Dolphins, meanwhile, how impressive is this? Off an 0-17 season just 2 years ago, win a playoff game. Carlos Goodson, 4 touchdowns, and Lyle Lorenzo, a 150. And watch out for the Dolphins, maybe. And right back to where we are accustomed to. About round 4, Chargers, Raiders. Every single game, I feel like, has been close. And Brian Boston, it seems like he can't have a single playoff run without facing the Chargers. So 17-13. You know he's got a chance if he could beat this team, as it seems like this is the only team that has just been his issue, his problem, the hurdle he can't get over at times, or the thorn in his side throughout his entire career, as they're going to throw for a 1st down, goal to go for the lead. Raiders, touchdown. Chargers get it back in. Well, touchdown for the Chargers, 24-20 with under 6 minutes to play. That pass caught on the slant. He's going to make a move and get to the 45-yard line. Now dropping. It's another pass over the middle, and this team, I mean, we're at the point where, like, Brock Bowers is gone, everybody's gone. I mean, this is, like, year 14 or something. We're long ways into this. Everybody is just about retired at this point, as Boston over the middle, it's caught, another touchdown, and right back on top. We got ourselves a little 4th quarter shootout, because the Chargers score with 50 seconds to go again, and the Raiders are losing. Can they beat this Chargers team in the playoffs? Boston's had a nice day, but it might not be enough. 35 seconds to go, completed. Raiders got to use their 1st timeout. Luckily for them, they have them, as they're going to get another completion, but it's inbounds. Another timeout down. 49-yard line outside. You got to get out of bounds. He's not going to be able to. They burn their final timeout on 3 consecutive plays. Now with 18 seconds to go. Got to get out. He does. 31-yard line with 12 seconds to play. Boston, clean pocket. You gotta make sure this is not in bounds. He makes the grab out of bounds. 24 yards to go with 5 seconds to play. Gotta put it up. Boston for the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown! Brian Boston, as time expires, takes out the Chargers. That is incredible. A fourth quarter full of points, and the Raiders get it done, taking out their biggest rivals of the video. And the Chargers cannot believe it, but Brian Boston with 4 touchdowns on the day and the game winner. This is what I mean when I said also with the heavy snow situation. It's not visible. You can't see if you do slow sim. So I have to go and just do this as it's a fumble in the field. I'm not controlling anything. I am not doing anything. I put the controller down. This is all the AI. This is all computer versus computer matchups, but it just has to be from this perspective because I can't watch it from slow sim unless you want to, you know, see just a bunch of white fog. It looks like you get flashbanged if you go in slow sim from this. So I hope they do something to make it visible, although I understand the difficulties. I mean, it's not even that easy to see from here, but yeah, all I'm doing is just letting the AI control the D-line. It's just from this perspective as a sack gets in there. Lions, though, with that big defensive touchdown. It's 14-14 the score as he's going to slip in the snow and a sack. A lot of sacks, a lot of slipping around in the snow. No surprise. Lions ball back and they get a field goal. Hard to kick in these elements, I'd imagine, but now the Bears have just 2 minutes to go. Deep pass, incomplete. 4th down and 7, and just like that, the Lions can get off the field. They throw it deep again, and it's broken up again. Lions end the game. They put up a field goal right at the very end. Wasn't necessary, but Leonard goes down 86 yards on a touchdown, but Alan Fuller gets a sack and a half and a tackle for loss as Jason Leonard in his 4th year keeps his double-digit touchdowns, but gets his first 1,000-yard season. And on, you know, this type of pace, you're looking at like a generational all-time great, like in that conversation for the greatest tight end of all time if he keeps pace. I mean, these are incredible years from him as Jaden Allen, trying to go back to a conference championship, is down by 14 against the Rams. He's going to run the football up the middle, and a first down and more. Touchdown, Saints, as it's a 1-score game, and the Rams put up a touchdown right back. And now we go to the Saints, 35-21. And for New Orleans, time might be running out for Jaden Allen. This is kind of what we're getting into with some of these players who were early on draft picks. These are their last chances. Niles Clinton, Jaden Allen, these are their last chances potentially. And will Allen be able to pull off the comeback with 4 minutes to play to get to a conference championship? Allen's going to run it. He's going to dive ahead to the 26-yard line. 3:30 to go. Allen throwing on the run. It's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown. And can the defense give him a try at it? And with 2 minutes to go, they're going to have the read option. And the Rams, first down. And the first down doesn't hurt quite as much as getting into field goal range because you get the stop, but a field goal with 27 seconds to go will put an end to it. 38-28, Saints go down, and the conference championship is set as Jaden Allen throws 3 touchdowns and 3 incompletions. He has a down year overall from like a touchdown perspective, but still a really nice year. He has a career high in rushing touchdowns as well, 9. You take that. But it's still, again, nice season, nice career. Just not able to get the job done as we go to the Dolphins now. And what a story for the Dolphins. 2 straight #1 overall draft picks, 1 win in 2 years. And just Carlos Goodson has come in, turned this team around, got them a playoff win this year. And now they're 1 step away from a conference championship. I mean, there was a chance that if the Saints won and the Dolphins win, we'd have an all #1 draft pick conference championship. We'd have Boston, we'd have Goodson, we'd have Allen, and we'd have Fuller all in there. That would be cool because it'd guarantee us one of our guys gets a ring. But for Goodson, it's a 13-13 game and he gets sacked. And now backed them up, 3rd down and 15, throwing it down the field, incomplete, and the Jets put up a touchdown with just a minute to play. So Goodson has got to go do something miraculous here as that pass is caught for a gain of 10. 60 yards out, no timeouts. Goodson, he'll run it, and he'll slide down to the 47-yard line. 53 seconds to go. Pump fake. And he's going to try to step up, but the pressure got in. It's a sack, 3rd and 16. 40 seconds to go. Goodson throwing it deep. It's incomplete. He wanted Lorenzo. Not going to happen. 4th down. Last try. It's going to be brought in. And the other receiver brought it in. 18 seconds to go. You got maybe 2 shots at the end zone here if you want to take them. He's taking his time. He's just going to throw it short. They hurry back, and they get the playoff with 1 second. Goodson, end zone. It's incomplete. Game over. He wanted Lorenzo on the Hail Mary, and while it worked out for the Raiders, not going to work for the Dolphins. Goodson, I mean, okay game. Lorenzo, 55 yards on the day, but still, really impressive from the Dolphins to turn things around. I mean, 28 touchdowns, 7 picks, to climb from 0-17 as a rookie to double-digit wins in a playoff victory. Lyle Lorenzo with his quarterback gets 1,000 yards on the season. Torched the Jets. I mean, my goodness, his 2 best games were against the Jets. As now we move on to conference championship action. 30-13. Lions are in control right now, and it looks like the Lions are going to be headed to the Super Bowl as the Rams are going to rush it in for a touchdown with just 3.5 to go to cut it down to a 2-score game. But the onside kick is going to be scooped up by Detroit. And even though Detroit got a field goal, last play of the game, Rams get a touchdown. So this is like literally textbook definition of it looked a lot closer than it was. You see a 6-point game, you assume something close happened. It really wasn't. As the Lions, Alan Fuller, 3 tackles for loss, they're going to the Super Bowl. But against who? Will it be the Jets? Will it be the Raiders? Will Brian Boston finally get to the Super Bowl? And if so, which one of our 2 number 1 draft picks will guarantee themselves a ring? As we know who we're rooting for here. We want to see Fuller versus Boston. Look at this run. He just would not go down. Gain of 13 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 35 as he's going to get hit as he's throwing. Gets the completion. And a 1st down. 47-yard line. In enemy territory. Handoff. Gets the 1st. And they are in position now. Can take the lead, but you can't take the sack. And they're going to still try it. This is from 61 yards. That's crazy. And it's good. And they are going to get a stop on defense. The amount of faith you got to have in your kicker to try a 61-yarder with a Super Bowl appearance on the line. It works. And now Boston, 3rd down and 10. Can he run for it? He's not a fast player, but he has just enough speed. And the Jets, 1 1st down, and it is over, but it's not just the 1st down. Boston delivers a touchdown, and he's headed to a Super Bowl. It's Brian Boston versus Alan Fuller, a matchup of 2 number 1 overall draft picks. And which one will get a ring? It's Boston getting sacked. He's down by 10 to start this 4th quarter against this Lions defense. As he'll throw over the middle, it's reeled in. The front 7, and really specifically the front 4, is the Lions' strong suit. Not just with Fuller, they got good guys all around. But for the Raiders, can Brian Boston overcome it as he's going to step up? He's going to try to run, but a defensive tackle reels him in. And a 4th down situation. Field goal try is good. And I think this is a significant enough game to at least show you a little bit of the other side of the football. Throwing it outside, and you can see why. Lions offense comes up big. Touchdown, Detroit. 31-17. Boston with the deep drop. Throwing it down the middle. It's caught. Broken tackle. And he takes a big hit. But to the 36, the Raiders need to find the end zone, but he's finding the ground with his 5th sack. Lions pass rush has been special as they throw to the outside. And the 1st down, he's staying on his feet all the way to the red zone. Boston to the air. And he's got a quick pass inside the 10, 2nd and inches. From the 8, sneaks it, 1st down. We're at 3:10 to go. Run play. He's into the end zone. He took a shot. Oh my goodness, he took a hit. but we go to the Lions trying to end it on offense. They get a completion. That's 1 first down, and he's got more, and all the way to the 31. Raiders use the timeouts. 1 more first down. It's caught, and the Lions have won it all. Brian Boston comes up short. Alan Fuller gets the job done, and I think wins a much-deserved ring. Boston has a solid game. Fuller, though, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss to cap off a great season. Boston, it was a career year for him, and he made it as far as he ever made it. And then when you go to the other side, Alan Fuller, 16 sacks. What a player he is. Unbelievable. Niles Clinton retires, him and Smith. So yeah, you just lost your top receiver and your top quarterback, both back to back. And how about Jace Kaplan? Another little team up here. He's going to be going to the Chicago Bears at right tackle. And the #1 overall pick, our 14th, is going to be a cornerback for the first time. Marshall Parker, 80 overall X-Factor player. So really good corner. Like I said, if you're going to be taking one of these non-traditional positions, you better make sure they're dang good. Well, he is dang good, as Alan Fuller still getting even a little bit better. He's up to a 93 overall. Aaron Bush staying on the Cowboys. He's going to be an 84. Brian Boston, 94 overall. And we're looking through J.J. McIntosh. I'd like to see him leave Atlanta eventually, because he seems like he's been stuck and not been able to do anything. Kaplan, 90 overall. Jason Leonard, 99. So once again, we have one of the tackles teaming up with one of the other pass catchers like we did in Tennessee. We have it now in Chicago. Lyle Lorenzo and Goodson both looking nice. And Kareem Nolan, coming off his nice season, is looking pretty good. 84 overall. It's a +10 for him. Bears are the #1 seed. And for Jaden Allen, he misses the playoffs. So, like I said, time was running out. Niles Clinton retired. Jaden Allen missed the playoffs. Time might be running out, especially now for Jaden Allen. Dwayne McCollum, no playoffs for him or anything. He's just been consistently great. Aaron Bush plays very minimally in Dallas, now as a backup. J.J. McIntosh, 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons, 5 straight double-digit touchdown seasons. He's been just really good for a very long time, so just stuck in Atlanta. Kareem Nolan is having another really nice season for Cincinnati, so good on him, as he's now racked up 2 in a row. Marshall Parker, his rookie season, no interceptions, but 7 pass breakups, 82 tackles. You'll take that. I mean, for cornerbacks, it's also another situation where I'd like to have more stats for cornerbacks as well, because interceptions, just because you don't get interceptions at cornerback doesn't mean you're a bad corner. Like, that's not the defining factor, but pass breakups, catches allowed, passer rating allowed, touchdowns allowed, yards allowed, targets, and all that stuff matters, but it's not in the game. I'd like it to be, though, as the Niners are going to get a touchdown, but the Lions are going to put up a field goal, and now 19-10 your score, as the Lions are trying to defend their Super Bowl title, and taking out the Niners first would be a nice first step on their way to it, as they throw for a first down. Just 3:20 to play, as they're at the 36-yard line, and they'll throw for the middle of the field. He's got an open man, but the Lions are in that spot where just don't let anything crazy happen. You can take care of business here, as the Niners throwing on the run. That's a touchdown. They did score relatively quickly. You got all your timeouts, but the Lions take the football back, and no problems. They'll run out the clock and win it, as they are going to have Alan Fuller getting another tackle for loss. And his playoff statistics as a whole are just going to be crazy. Brian Boston, unfortunately, hurt. And even though the Raiders were going to be in the playoffs, it's not going to matter because Boston's not available. So season-ending injury for him is rough. As we go to the Dolphins now, and the Dolphins are surging forward and having themselves a nice little comeback from the depths of just nothingness with 1 win in 2 seasons. Now looking like they could get back-to-back years of a playoff victory. Baltimore puts it in the end zone, but with 7.5 to go, Miami, they can win it again. You know, last year, maybe you could say it was a fluke, but if you go out there 2 years in a row and win a playoff game, it's not a fluke, as they're going to get a first down. Goodson to the 45-yard line. He's going to throw outside. It's intercepted! And the Ravens get a try at it, and they are not going to get anything out of it. So no harm done, maybe, because you get the football in pretty similar field position, and the screen's going to get you a first down. You get a field goal, this game could likely be over. Maybe you could run out the clock here as they go over the middle, and a first down to the running back. and a timeout for the 2-minute warning. Ravens got to start burning their timeouts as the run is going to get them 6. Ravens, 3rd and 4, down to 1 timeout, throwing for the end zone. He just wants to end that, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown! Carlos Goodson delivers the ending dagger, 28-14. And what about the Dolphins' comeback as the Carlos Goodson, Lyle Lorenzo-led Dolphins show a lot of potential? I am really here for them to maybe go on a little run ahead of schedule here, because I don't think you'd expect them in, like, this, year 3 together to go all the way. They got plenty of time to get the extensions done. You can open yourself up a championship contention window for a very long time. So I think I'd like to see them go on a little bit of a run here, especially because we're not rooting for the Raiders because Brian Boston's out. So on the AFC side, that's who we're rooting for. On the NFC side, though, another little Lions versus Bears matchup that's going to be a field goal for Chicago, 19-14 your score. Lions not going to be able to put it in the end zone. Means the Bears take over, and they're going to run through a defender. And a first down. Lions, one more, and they're done. He's going to throw it deep, and it's incomplete. I think he could have scrambled for it, but instead, it'll be 3rd down and 7. Now he's going to scramble. No, he's going to throw it, and it's caught by Leonard, but they're going to call a legal forward pass. That is a lot of indecisiveness from your quarterback. That is going to really cost you here. Lions throwing it deep, and Lions got it! Broken tackle! Detroit made them pay! Touchdown! And the indecisiveness of the Bears quarterback might have just costed them this playoff game. You threw it earlier, you could have had it. You scrambled either one of those final 2 plays, you would have had it. Instead, you got to go in a game-tying or winning drive with a minute to play. He'll throw the screen out, and he's not going to get far, but he will get out of bounds at least. 3rd down and 2, and they'll run it. You can run it. You got all your timeouts, and they'll burn one there. 59 seconds to go as they'll throw over the middle. That's caught for Leonard, and they're at midfield. Got to just find your best player. And he's going to throw again, a little late. This time it works out for him. They get 11 on the play, 49 seconds to go. Quarterback is hesitating. He fumbles. Bears keep it, but back them up. 3rd and 21. Just need one nice play to get into field goal range. He's going to run for it. He doesn't get too far. 39-yard line. They're going to go for it. And I don't know, maybe he could have kicked the field goal, but that pass, it's caught. Leonard, he brings it in, but there's not enough time. They don't got any timeouts. They're not going to be able to get there. And the game, they spike it, but it's over. That is depressing. And I put that fully on the Bears quarterback. He was so indecisive and hesitant. He was just not decisive at all when it came to making decisions. Even when he scrambled there at the end, if he was not so hesitant about it, maybe he would have gotten a couple extra yards and they could have tried a field goal. If he didn't hesitate, he wouldn't have gotten a legal forward pass. If he didn't hesitate, he wouldn't have gotten sacked and fumbled. Leonard has a crazy good season. 100 catches, 1,200 yards for a tight end. Insane. Now we go to Miami, where they are going to be taking on the Colts. And look at their running back. He ain't the fastest, but he got a lot of room. And he's at the 14-yard line with a big run of 36. Now run it again. This time right side. Gets a block from the fullback. Lyle Lorenzo seals the edge. And a touchdown for the Dolphins on the ground. And the Colts are going to put it in the end zone now, so right back to a 3-point deficit. Goodson over the middle. Got an open man with a lot of room to run. He gets to the 43-yard line. Now under center. They're going to play action. And he gets just absolutely destroyed. Whoever number 18 is could not block him. 3rd down and 8. He's throwing it deep. And it's going to be caught. What a grab. And a play action. Goodson sacked again. And now 3rd and goal from the 11. Quick pass, that one is on Goodson. And they'll have to just settle for the tie. Colts don't got much time, but they're not even going to score, so it leaves the Dolphins door wide open for them to come up big. Passes incomplete. 3rd down and 8. Don't want to go 3 and out here, as they will. And the Colts get it back, and a game-winning field goal as time expires will knock out the Dolphins. Still, though, I give him so much credit for turning things around. 2 straight years with a playoff win. You keep adding to this roster, I think you got a contender, as him and Lorenzo seem like they could be a special connection. 30 touchdowns, 4 picks, 70% completion percentage. It's just getting better and better for Carlos Goodson as we move over to where Lyle Lorenzo back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and we'll see if he can maybe, when he hits like his prime and gets a lot better, how him and Goodson start connecting as we go to the Eagles. 36-24. If the Lions want to make it back to a Super Bowl, they're going to have to make a comeback here because the defense in this NFC Championship isn't helping them out too much. 36 points up on the board and more coming, it looks like, as that's not Brian Westbrook, but he looks a lot like him, as he's going to run the football and get a short gain, but it will be a field goal try. Kick is good. 39-24. Lions do put it in the end zone, but there's just a minute to play. So you're going to have to get a stop. That would have been a good start if you would have brought him down, but they get 3 instead. Now 2nd down to 7. Play action. They throw for the first. He tried to pull him back, but he didn't. And the Eagles are going to win it. And we will have Alan Fuller go down, half a sack and another tackle for loss, still producing in the playoffs. And how about a career year? 19.5 sacks? Are you serious? 19.5 sacks for a D-tackle. Dwayne McCollum retires, and he only played 11 years. How about 9 Pro Bowls in 11 years? That's pretty crazy. As Brian Boston, this is where it gets crazy, guys. Brian Boston and Carlos Goodson. Dolphins, are you dumb? What are you doing? And he went to the Bears. This is crazy. Carlos Goodson, in 4 years, went from 0-17 to 2 playoff victories and was building something special. And you didn't even keep him? You didn't extend him? Not only that, you didn't even hit him the 5th-year option? What are you doing? Like, you have a franchise quarterback and you didn't pay him. And not only that, he goes to the Bears. The Bears now have Jason Leonard. They have Kaplan at right tackle. And they got Carlos Goodson. What is going on? And poor Lyle Lorenzo, he's got no quarterback anymore. Oh my goodness. This is... Why? Why would the Dolphins not keep him? Why? I don't understand. But the last player, you know, I skipped over that, but the last player was Hal Hamels, who is, you know, not really all that good, but, you know, we've seen quarterbacks come out here and perform well. Also lost in all of this is the fact that Brian Boston went to the Cardinals and he missed the playoffs in his first year. But, like, what is going on? Like, Lyle Lorenzo did put up 1,000 yards, but the Dolphins find themselves right back out the playoffs. And, like, look at them. They just lost a bunch of games. They couldn't put up points. I wonder why. You got rid of your franchise quarterback inexplicably. Like, at the very least, from a realistic standpoint, if he didn't want to be in Miami anymore, you could have franchise tagged him and traded him. But you didn't even do that. You just straight up let him go, which tells me that it wasn't on him. It wasn't on Goodson. They just didn't want to pay him. Or maybe they couldn't. Maybe they were broke. I don't know. But the Saints, meanwhile, they threw a pick 6. This is Jaden Allen still getting things going here in the playoffs. I mean, he's lost his X factor. He's started to regress a little bit. And even though he is still like a really good player, the time is running out, opportunities are running out, and down by 11, this might be it for him, because I would imagine once you get past the point of 35, 36, 37, he's going to be regressing to the point of, like, maybe not even being a starter anymore, but he's still competent for now, and he's got a touchdown for now to make it a 1-score game. Giants, can they end this game with a minute to go? They just need to recover the onside kick, as kick is going to be scooped up. We haven't gotten an onside at all in this video, so Giants are going to win it. Jaden Allen goes down, and it's such a weird career. I mean, aside from that one Super Bowl year, I mean, he's won, like, barely any playoff games, but 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, really stepped up his game in that regard, but threw a career-high interceptions. That was the first time in his career he ever had double-digit picks, which is really impressive, you know, just to begin with, like, that little turnovers. Unfortunately, Alan Fuller suffered a season-ending injury. He got 12.5 sacks, really nice season, but maybe the age catching up to him. Year 11, sees him get hurt. And we go to Cincinnati where, hey, look at this. Kareem Nolan in year 3 is finding himself in the playoffs with Cincinnati. So seeming like that #1 overall pick is going to be a bit of a success here, at least so far, as it's 10-10 for Denver, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Denver not able to do anything with the football when they got it, so back to Cincinnati, and that's just an unlucky interception. Falls right into his hands, and Denver puts it into the end zone. So now Nolan could be going down in his first playoff game, as it's going to be a first down completion, but with just under 3 to go, needing a touchdown. And look at the pursuit there from the Denver linebacker. 3rd and 14. Nolan, middle. That's going to be caught for a first down and more. All right, well, you found yourselves back into a spot where you could tie this game. Nolan on the run, incomplete, 4th down. Going for it now. Got to go for it, obviously. Nolan is going to have it broken up. They got all their timeouts, so they do get a stop, but you got to go 83 yards in 30 seconds with no timeouts, and your first play was a 1-yard gain that was inbounds. Nolan, strike over the middle. It's caught, but you got to run up and spike it. Yeah, you got a 66-yard Hail Mary. Nolan to the air. How far can you throw it? He's got to go at 70 yards. What an arm! There's a flag! It's dropped! And there's a flag down! He actually threw it that far. They're going to get pass interference on the Hail Mary. Put him at the 1-yard line. Nolan to throw it. It's caught! Touchdown! What in the world was that? We're going to overtime. Nolan to throw it into the quick slant. Are you serious? Right when overtime starts. 70 yards. Touchdown. Kareem Nolan. Out of nowhere. What is going on? Denver. Let's go and check them out as they're going to run. And he'll get all the way to the 30-yard line. What is this game? Denver. If I were a Denver fan, I'd be on jump off a bridge watch right now, as they're going to get sacked. 3rd and 27. And he's going to throw, but he's getting sacked again. 4th and 32. He's going to break out of a sack, break out of 2. He's going to try to just look, throw on the run. He's cut it completed. Are you serious? What in the world was that 4th down? Who is he? He's throwing back across his body. It's caught for a first down from the 5. And now, looking for the tie. He's throwing, and zone intercepted. What a ending! That was absurd. And meanwhile, the Bears smacked the Lions 21-0 in the snow. And Goodson doesn't have a crazy playoff game, just 100 yards, but it looked like the snow played a factor there, but he threw 3 touchdowns. And we move on to some more snow. This one not as blinding, but Bengals somehow found themselves in a winning situation here where they maybe shouldn't even be here. A Hail Mary pass interference, overtime craziness, and now all of a sudden they're up by 10 against Pittsburgh. They could be going to the conference championship. Nolan to the end zone. It's incomplete. 4th down, they're kicking the field goal. And it is good as Pittsburgh puts it in the end zone, so now having to hold on to a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to play. That's a first down. Now they're going to spread the field and stay in the air. Pressure gets in. He gets wrapped up, but he broke out of the sack. Are you serious? He got yards on that play, and now a first down to put an end to it. He's not breaking out of that one. He goes down, but Pittsburgh, they got the football back, but they can't score. Cincinnati, how are they on to the conference championship? And this underdog random miracle team, and then on the other side of the NFC, the Chicago Bears are an absolute just buzzsaw team running through people. Another 21-point win because Goodson threw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Dolphins messed up, and the Bengals now, can they go to a Super Bowl? Can it be Bengals versus Bears? What a Super Bowl it would be! And right now, it's not looking like it's gonna happen because the Jaguars have a 6-point lead, just 2 minutes to go. Can Kareem Nolan somehow pull this team, much like Joe Burrow did, to an unexpected Super Bowl appearance early in his career as a #1 overall pick? Or will it end in heartbreak? 4th and 7! Sacked! And the Jags are gonna go to the Super Bowl. and a 17-11 final, but we have the Bears, who haven't really done anything to watch because they've just been so dominant. I can't believe how everything has unfolded right now. Nolan, solid year, 72 completion percentage, missed a couple of weeks of action, but I mean, I don't know how they even made it that far, but that's a good sign for Cincinnati fans that they are able to do that, and maybe hopefully they can build off that. We hop to the Super Bowl. It's 28-19. Chicago's got the lead. They got the football, third down and 8, and Goodson is not going to have it. It's going to be third down and 3 now for the Jaguars on the other side, so we're going to watch a little bit of the Jaguars. It's the Super Bowl. I think it's worth watching as they are going to go to play action and throw outside, first down and more, gain of 18, and can the Jags pull themselves within 1 score? Handoff, that's going to be short, 4th and inches, and they're going to kick the field goal. I understand it, but I would have considered going for it as they are going to now run the football. Chicago's got 4 minutes to try to run things out for the Super Bowl victory, and can Goodson do what he wanted to do at Miami and take them all the way to championship glory, but Miami didn't want to pay him, and he's getting sacked, 3rd and 14 as a throwing, and it's going to be short, not going to get there. We'll give Jacksonville 1 try with a minute to go, and on 3rd down he gets sacked. 4th down and 13 with the Super Bowl on the line. He's going to throw it deep. It's incomplete, and the Bears win it all. 99 overall tight end Leonard, Kaplan at right tackle, and the person to put them over the edge after they lost Caleb Williams. They were looking for a quarterback, and we seen last year how bad their quarterback play was in the playoffs, kind of costed them. They bring in Carlos Goodson, and he just goes on fire in the playoffs, wins it all. And if you're a Dolphins fan, you got to be chanting, sell the team. How do you let him slip away? How do you let him go? Why would you do that? As Jason Leonard, this is an insane tight end career as well. A crazy stretch of 6 years. And this is just me showing you that everything I do is genuine, and I didn't rig this because stuff gets a little crazy here. I just go and I advance through, and how about J.J. McIntosh coming out and signing with the Bengals? It's been really weird that our players just keep teaming up, and I'm not doing that. I'm not influencing it. You can just see right there. I just showed you. I simulate week after week after week, and I go to free agency recap and see if anyone switches team. Well, JJ McIntosh, I said I want him freed from Atlanta because he hasn't been doing anything. Well, he's going to Cincinnati now, and while he's 29 years old, while he's in his prime, he is going to have a chance in Cincinnati to maybe win a Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Chicago, they retain their trio of stars and are looking primed to go and run it back maybe even. So Lyle Lorenzo, I feel bad for Lyle Lorenzo in all this. He's just kind of sitting there. He's good, but he's just sitting there on a dumpster fire Dolphins team. He's just stuck in the void. Hal Hamels is still just also not playing. Bears get the 1 seed. Bengals make the playoffs. Lions make the playoffs. Jaden Allen, year 16, okay year. Didn't make the playoffs. Kind of seems like this might be it for him. We'll see how much he stretches out his career. Aaron Bush throws 17 passes all season. He's just been journeyman, backup, fringe starter. Lyle Lorenzo, under 1,000 yards now, so that ends his streak of 3 years. And then we have Marshall Parker. Wasn't really done a whole lot. Got his first career interception, though. Good for him. Hal Hamels, he actually did play a little bit. 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's okay. I mean, completion percentage wasn't high, but, maybe you got something there if you give him a chance next season. We go to Detroit and Carolina now. Fuller already has his ring, but maybe he wants to go and try to see if he can get one more before his career ends. But Carolina's got a touchdown to go up by 2 scores. And Detroit does put up a field goal, so 8-point game for Carolina. And they got the football, and they're getting the first down here. 2-minute warning is already hit. 3rd down and 10. Can they get off the field? They got a lot of time. Double teaming Fuller. No one gets in, but they still force a pass breakup. And Detroit is not able to put the ball in the end zone. 21-13. And the Lions offense just couldn't help out the defense all that much. Just 13 points put up. Fuller gets a sack and a tackle for a loss. Seems like that's just a typical playoff game. 18 more sacks for Alan Fuller. Is this the greatest pass rushing defensive tackle of all time? My goodness, this is insane. He's up there. He's up there with the Aaron Donalds. Like that is absurd production. It's crazy. So we go over Arizona, finally in the playoffs, finally doing something. Brian Boston made a Super Bowl with the Raiders, jumped to Arizona. It hasn't been all that successful. I mean, literally the two quarterbacks in the same year, Boston and Goodson, both left. One won a Super Bowl, and for Brian Boston right now, it's looking okay. He's got a touchdown here, but if you made a Super Bowl with the Raiders, the expectations you can go and do the same with the Cardinals, and he has to get his first playoff win on the board, and he's got a chance. That pass tipped around by a couple of people, incomplete. 22-17 the score, 3rd down and 9. It's incomplete with 3 to go, and they're trying the field goal. Kick is good, but the Rams take the football back, and they never give them another chance. I get it, but you're putting a lot of trust in your defense with 3 minutes to go. You could have went for it there. Boston has an okay game, 183 yards with 2 touchdowns. And now we have a Cincinnati versus Chargers matchup. So Kareem Nolan with J.J. McIntosh. Can the duo get the job done? Could this be, I don't know about Burrow Chase, but something along those lines. Well, the Chargers are now up by 2 scores, and things are not looking good in Cincinnati. You were 1 game shy of the Super Bowl. You thought maybe it was a little bit of a lucky miracle run. You got lucky in the Denver game, but can you go and prove that it wasn't luck? Can you get to a Super Bowl? You got your quarterback and #1 weapon, Nolan, to the air. It's going to be intercepted, and that's not going to be good. Cincy goes out immediately, 31-10. JJ was hoping he could win a ring, and, well, instead he's just getting sent home off the bat. Not a good game from Kareem Nolan. That one's not going to be favorable for the media on him. He ends up with a really nice season, though. Best season up until this point, 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns. So really good overall. Like, he's proven to be a successful quarterback, and he goes and gives J.J. McIntosh his maybe best season, 1,300 yards. That's a career high, and a lot of touchdowns. Like, that's a really big year for a guy at 29 years old. You go to Chicago versus L.A., and it's a long drive. That's why we're hopping in with only 5 minutes to play in the game, because the Rams had a long drive, didn't do much with it, but then they immediately catch an interception, take it all the way to the 20-yard line, and the Rams now put it in the end zone. So the Bears, when we finally get to see them maybe do something other than throw a pick, hopefully, it's 4 minutes to play, and the running back, he breaks free, and it's going to be a huge run, over 40 yards on the play, and Goodson outside, caught, he's running up the sidelines, he kept his feet in, gets it to the 10-yard line, goal to go. And Goodson hands it, running back. I don't know why you were trying to bounce it outside, but he puts it on the ground. And now the Rams, they had their chance, but they didn't get it done. That was almost catastrophic to choke that game away. But the Bears still get the job done. Goodson throws 2 picks, but 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Leonard has 58 yards. He doesn't seem to go crazy in the playoffs, but I mean, he's good. We know he's good. Now taking on the Dallas Cowboys. We haven't ran into them all video, I feel like, but hey, we're taking on the Cowboys as it's 24-21. And can the Bears go back-to-back? Goodson had a really good day so far. 7 minutes to play in that 3-point deficit. He's going to go outside with a first down completion to the running back, 43-yard line. Looking for the tie. Slant route is going to be brought in for a gain of 11. And now he's got X Factor activated. Quick outside. Caught for the first down. And that was Leonard. 21-yard line. Now move it up to the 15. Just stringing together. Nice completion after nice completion, but he gets sacked there. And the field goal try is good. Tie it up. Dallas is going to drive down right at the very end and get a game-winning field goal. That's unfortunate, so that's going to mean that no back-to-back for the Chicago Bears, but Goodson had a really good playoff game. It's just unfortunate, but, I mean, they're still going to be contenders unless something flips their team upside down. But Jason Leonard, like, look at this career for a tight end. Are we serious right now? Like, that is absurd. That is a crazy career. He's never had less than double-digit touchdowns. Goodson throws for 5,000 yards. He didn't win MVP, by the way. Like, he actually had, like, a crazy year. Didn't win MVP. Jaden Allen, yeah, his time is up. 82 overall. He's no longer a starting quarterback. Alan Fuller's regressing. He's at a 90 overall. Aaron Bush is in this, like, 3-way cluster of QBs. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Brian Boston, 95 overall. McIntosh, still a 93 for now. He's at 30 years old, so he'll start to go down maybe. Nolan, 92 overall. And Jace Kaplan still holding on to a 91 overall. He's getting a little bit older. Jason Leonard still a 99. I mean, like, he's just absurd. Goodson, 98. Dolphins, you really messed up. Lyle Lorenzo, you're just stuck in the void. Marshall Parker hasn't done much yet, but he's really good. He's an 88. Hal Hamels, he's finally going to get a chance, it seems like, in his third season. And you can see what the playoff bracket looks like. As Jaden Allen, backup quarterback, it seems like he's probably going to retire. As Alan Fuller didn't make the playoffs, 12 sacks still. Aaron Bush doesn't end up winning the QB job, gets no stats on the board. Lyle Lorenzo, career year, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. No playoffs, though, just still stuck in the void of Miami. Hal Hamels doesn't do terrible, but he didn't play much. And Carlos Goodson wins MVP. So, all right, we get an MVP on the board, as it's our second time getting an MVP. Jaden Allen got one very early on, and now we move on to a little rematch. Cincinnati's 14-3, and they're taking on Denver. Can Denver get a little bit of revenge? Well, it's a tie game with 5 minutes to play, and Nolan has got a quick screen. Didn't even get the blockers out there. It's going to be nothing there. Now 3rd down and 10. Pass, the receiver just ran into the football, and it's incomplete. Denver doesn't score. We get a 2-minute drill from his own 10. Start off with a 15-yard gain. Nolan outside. There you go. Got a catch and run. And a gain of 15. Close to midfield. Now they're past it from the 48 after a 5-yard gain. Quick pass again. He's fighting. He's got the first down. They're closing it on field goal range. They might even be in it depending on the kicker. And that pass! Are you kidding me? It's picked off at the line of scrimmage. And Denver all the way. Touchdown. That is heartbreaking. And 45 seconds to go. And Nolan, you got something crazy like last time? You got 25 seconds to go. Throwing. He's going to go over the middle, incomplete. 4th down. Game on. You got 1 timeout to go. You got time. You got a lot of time. But someone's got to get open. Someone does. And it's caught. Got to burn the timeout. You do. You got 9 seconds to go. Nolan throwing, but it's not going to happen. He just throws it shy. And it was in bounds. That's the game. That was like, I don't know what happened. Did it hit off a lineman? Did it get swatted at the line into a defender for a pick 6? That's crazy. And to have a 14-win season end like that. I mean, Nolan had a nice playoff game. McIntosh had a really good playoff game. 2 straight years now, 1 and done. He topped his previous year, though. 39 touchdowns, 5 picks, 4,500 yards. Really good. It was really good. And there's not enough. Now we go over to Boston, where he's trying to just look for something in Arizona. I think it's proved to maybe be not a great move. Is this a rare instance where I can say he moved on from the Raiders and it was not a good idea? He shouldn't have moved on from the Raiders. When have you ever heard that before? They're going to throw short of the line. Falcons get it back. And, well, you are going to get a playoff victory. There you go, Arizona. 24-21. Maybe I spoke a little too soon. There's still a little bit of time for Brian Boston to get something going. He's in year 11, but, you know, like I said, a little bit of time left. We go over to Minnesota. This is Marshall Parker, the cornerback. First time getting to see him in any sort of action, but you know, he's going to be off the field here, goal line package, and it's going to be a play at the 1-yard line, a 4th down and goal from the 1. It's a touchdown for San Francisco, and it will be 24-17 as San Francisco back out there, and they'll throw, and it's going to be reeled in. There's not really going to be, I guess, a lot to watch at cornerback, I guess, unless they test them, but they're not testing them so far. Right now, they're just running down the field and running up the clock, and, well, they get a 4th down stop, but it's a field goal, and you're going to have a 2-score deficit, and the Vikings are not going to be able to overcome that. 27-17, Vikings go down, and Marshall Parker doesn't end up really doing all that much. A pass breakup, though, and a tackle for loss, so I guess not bad. And for his season overall, I mean, he's got 1 pick, but it's more like the pass breakups, like 2 pass breakups all year is not good. So we go over to the Cardinals, and I don't know what the heck that pass was, but Cardinals-Bears. We got Brian Boston versus Leonard, and he got hit as he was throwing, and it's a pick. Bears will have it, and they're already up by 6, so they can go up by 2 scores. Run game, gets a broken tackle, and a first down. They are at the 11 now, handing it off, keep it on the ground, stiff arm, and a touchdown, Chicago. And Brian Boston, well, you got a 2-score deficit to overcome, and in on the swing route will not be a full 14, but a 12-point deficit still. 8.5 to go. As Boston retaking the field, he's got a first down completion. Get to the 47-yard line. As his third down, he's gonna get sacked. He loses 10. And now you gotta go 4th down and 14. It's incomplete. He just dropped it. And now you're down by 2 scores. You get a stop, so I guess you will still maintain a 2-score deficit with the field goal. But 32-17, looking pretty dire for Brian Boston. Screen is going to get them to close to midfield, about a yard shy, but now they'll get over it on 3rd down and 6. Completion to the 30-yard line. And time down to 2.5. You got all your timeouts, but pretty soon they're going to start using them as they're at 4th down and 5, if they can even convert this. As Boston, it's incomplete, and it is not going to happen because even though they get the football back, they score a touchdown with a minute to play. They had to burn their timeouts. They had to drive down the field, and an onside kick is going to be picked up. So Chicago is going back to the NFC Championship and a chance to maybe go and win another Super Bowl. They won it previously. They missed out on the back-to-back, but can they go and get 2 in 3 years maybe? And for Brian Boston, maybe he just chose the wrong team. Maybe he shouldn't have left. I don't know. I mean, it's not going well so far, and the season wasn't even that good. 20 touchdowns to 4 picks. I mean, like, even his numbers are taking a little bit of a step back. It's still good, but not, like, as good as they were in the Raiders, so that's not worked out for him so far. But, I mean, it's quite the difference for Goodson. It's worked out beautifully for him. It's okay, Goodson, he just trucks somebody. He is not that type of rusher. He's got, like, 75 speed, and he's, like, okay mobility-wise. He's not that type of runner, but he just ran somebody over. And with a 10-point lead, they could extend this to an insurmountable 17-point lead if they get into the end zone here. Rushing game gets them to goal to go. Now we're at 3rd and goal from the 8. He's going to throw for the end zone and a touchdown. Chicago is going to watch San Francisco put in the end zone once more, but they aren't going to get the onside kick. They are going to have to start burning timeouts. And for Chicago, they're going to get sacked in a fumble, and that's not good, as San Francisco scoops it up, but San Francisco still needs a lot to go their way. It's not going to happen. They score a touchdown, and a little bit of a scare, 34-31, but they couldn't get any onside kicks, and Chicago's going back to a Super Bowl. 3 touchdowns, 277 yards for Goodson, and Leonard has another 7 catches, 64 yards. And they have a Denver Broncos Super Bowl. So Denver ends up making it. They did take out Cincinnati, so we'll see if they will also take out Goodson and the Bears. It's 17-13. Bears are down on the scoreboard, and a completion is going to get them to the red zone. Now 2nd down and 7. He's going to not get anything. He's going to lose yards, back them up, and now a sack is going to have to force a field goal try. Kick is good. And Denver is going to get stopped. And now Goodson, if you notice, they're playing in Miami Stadium. So the stadium that he formerly called home, he's going to try to win a Super Bowl. And that'd be some insult to injury as he gets the touchdown pass. Can he win a Super Bowl in front of a bunch of fans that once cheered for him as a quarterback of their team in Miami? And can he do it for Chicago instead? Denver moves it across midfield from the 45-yard line with 1.5 minutes to go. He gets sacked. And now 3rd and 17. Chances are running out for Denver. He spins out of 1 sack, not 2. 4th down, Super Bowl on the line. He's throwing short and just wrap him up. He's down, and the Bears have done it again. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, and Goodson has done it now in front of Miami. the team that let him go, he goes to their stadium and wins a Super Bowl for another team. That's gotta stink for Miami fans. I mean, I don't feel bad for the organization, though. They didn't pay him. That's crazy. I feel bad for Lyle Lorenzo. I feel bad for the fans, though. That's gotta stink if you are a Dolphins fan. The misery of being a Dolphins fan. Jason Leonard's 5th straight double-digit touchdown and 1,000-yard season at tight end. And Goodson, he won MVP, throwing 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Yeah. On top of that, like, don't let it be lost. He also won MVP. Jaden Allen finally retires after 17 years. And Alan Fuller in the same year retires after 13. Aaron Bush, meanwhile, he's going to be a starting quarterback in Green Bay. It's been a while since he's been a starter. Brian Boston is sitting there still pretty good. J.J. McIntosh, not really regressing all that much quite yet. Kareem Nolan, 94 overall X Factor. He's looking pretty nice. Jace Kaplan, 91 overall, still holding on to that top tackle spot. Jason Leonard, still a top tight end on a 99 overall as well. And Carlos Goodson, 99 overall, tied for obviously the best quarterback, Lyle Lorenzo, stuck in the void in Miami, 90 overall. Marshall Parker, 90 overall, top 5 corner. Like, he's objectively a good player, but it's just something weird happened. So Hal Hamels was not really, I guess he must have been released in the off season because they cut off the off season stuff. They only show you the preseason stuff now. He wasn't traded or anything. He's just sitting here in free agency. I don't know why. To be honest, like, he wasn't great, but like, he also didn't get much of a chance and no one signed him. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, he wasn't amazing, but like, he was a young quarterback who hasn't even started a season's worth of games. So like, and his touchdown interception ratio wasn't bad, but if you want to see something crazy here, how about, is that Aaron Bush in the playoffs? He's in the playoffs. It took him like over a decade of playing quarterback and being a journeyman, but he's found himself a starting job and has made the playoffs for Green Bay. And they're taking on Brian Boston, and they're winning right now. That's interesting. So Brian Boston, he's trying to get another playoff win on his resume. Bush trying to get his first. He's going to get a sack fumble. I mean, he has been a certified bust up until this point. So I think even still, he's a bust unless he goes and wins a Super Bowl. Brian Boston, touchdown. Arizona ties it up. But Bush is going to roll, throw, out of bounds. I mean, he's definitely playing like a journeyman, mostly backup quarterback so far, but hey, he's going to throw outside. I mean, yeah, it's just throw out of bounds, bad pocket presence, and then throwing it short. Like, he's just not doing much right now. He's just trying to hold on to a lead. His defense is getting him stopped, so he's going to get back out there, and he's finally going to throw it deep, third down, but it's a double coverage and incomplete. As now Arizona with 30 seconds to play. Boston, that's a crazy throw. He should not be able to make throws like that. 30 seconds to play, trying to get into field goal range. I think he might have. 37-yard line. As now 20 seconds to play. There you go. That's definitely field goal range. Just send the kicking unit out there. And with 16 seconds to go, field goal is on its way for the playoff victory. It is good. And a lot of throws, a combined 100 pass attempts between these two quarterbacks, but not a lot of points on the board to show for it. As Aaron Bush actually has like a really nice season, but still, I mean, it's a weird journeyman career and just comes out and randomly has a good year. I don't know if he'll be able to capitalize on that multiple times. So Marshall Parker gets a victory in the playoffs. There's just not a lot of to show for the cornerback spot, but Bengals finally get on the board once again with a playoff victory, 27-7 over Houston. And the Bengals are trying to find themselves in the Super Bowl picture. Kareem Nolan has a really good playoff game. J.J. McIntosh, not so much, but he's still, you know, doing his thing out there. And Minnesota versus Chicago now. So Jason Leonard is going to be taking on Marshall Parker. As now you can also see a little issue here as the sack fumble. Yeah, Goodson's not playing. Goodson's hurt. He is hurt, and the backup quarterback is in, and it's not looking good for Chicago to try to get to a third Super Bowl. And like, they're trying to complete a dynasty, and you can't do that because you got a backup quarterback in. As they're still down by 7. over the middle. It's going to be caught. But can the dynasty happen with the backup quarterback? As they'll throw on the run, he's short. 4th and 2, game on the line. Carter to the air. He's going to try to tuck and run it. Well, he's got the first down, past the 30, and he's down at the 24. They're burning a timeout as now they go screen, and he's not going to get the first, but he gets them to 3rd down and 4 with 45 seconds to play. It's a sack. Fumble on the field. The Bears keep it, but it's 4th down and 14. And no, Goodson is not going to be how the dynasty ends, is it? This is their chance to do it. And with the man in motion, 27 seconds, clock running, and he's going to drop back. He's going to throw, but it's short, and that's going to be the game. The Vikings knock out the Bears, and no Goodson, no ring. Carter, whoever Alfonso Carter is, was the one who was leading the ship, and he didn't do a very good job. Marshall Parker, whopping 1 tackle. What a guy. As Chase Kaplan, 1,100 snaps. He was still doing his thing. Jason Leonard adding on to the historic run he has at tight end. Crazy games left and right. But man, Carlos Goodson, you could see, just took a step back. He got hurt. That's unfortunate. And that's nothing you could really do about it, but maybe you can come back stronger next year. Arizona taking on Philly now. As can the door be left wide open just enough for Brian Boston to sneak through with the Bears falling due to a quarterback injury? Can Brian Boston find himself back in the Super Bowl? He did it in the Raiders. It's been a rocky Cardinals tenure, and can he finally prove the worth there? He gets hurt on the play though, and the screen is going to be capitalized, put into the end zone. Backup quarterback just throws a quick little screen, gets a touchdown. But for Brian Boston, he'll check back in, so it's okay. He got hurt for 1 play. It's fine. 27-27, Eagles tied it up, but with now just 2.5 to go. Boston over the middle, that's going to be caught, and a first down from the 45-yard line, handing it off. He's going to get past the line. He's going to get a 9 or 8 yard gain. They'll call it 8 yards. Now from the 47. They go read option. Boston, not much a runner. He puts it on the ground. No, he will scoop it and score it. I don't know about running it with your 30-plus-year-old non-mobile quarterback, but he could have handed it off too, and he could have held onto the football. So it is on Boston at the end of the day. 48-yard line, got to go in a game-tying drive. That's a great completion. Just a minute to play. He's dropping back, and he's going to get sacked. He got sacked by Cody Rhodes. What are you doing here, Cody? No! And it's going to be incomplete on 4th down. You just got game ended by Cody Rhodes. Oh, no. The Eagles move on. What happened in this game? What the heck was that? Meanwhile, over there for Cincinnati, we did get another Cincinnati-Tennessee matchup after all these years, but it was 37-14, and man, ever since signing J.J. McIntosh, it's not been all that great for them. I mean, maybe that playoff run they had was a little fluky, but for Brian Boston, he did have his best Arizona season. Still not good, though, but the opportunity was there with the Bears getting hurt. Kareem Nolan, though, speaking of getting hurt, he was banged up this season and didn't have quite as good of a year. Maybe was a bit of a reason why they didn't get good seeding. Eagles, meanwhile, they take care of the Vikings 31-14, and they will be going on to the Super Bowl. Marshall Parker, just 6 tackles, no pass breakups or anything. Yeah, there's not really much with him at cornerback. He had a nice season finally, but once again, I'm showing you this because craziness happened one more time, and Jason Leonard, 99 overall tight end, moves to Cincy. This is what I mean. Like, I had to show you those because, like, it looks rigged. I swear it feels rigged, but I didn't do that. They both unironically signed with Cincinnati, and they must have the utmost confidence that Kareem Nolan's going to lead them to the promised land, because Jason Leonard, I don't know why he would leave, I guess. You won 2 Super Bowls in Chicago. Kaplan's still sitting here looking really good. Goodson's still a 99 overall. I don't know. Get your money, I guess. And maybe he thinks he could win a Super Bowl with this trio of weapons. There's no excuse now. Even though McIntosh is regressing. Also, Hal Hamels. This poor guy can't get a job. What are we doing? Like 78, it's not like amazing, but like still a solid backup quarterback. Brian Boston, meanwhile, no playoff appearance for him, and time definitely running out for him in year 13. As Carlos Goodson, he got a little banged up this season as well, and the Bears missed the playoffs altogether. Kaplan, he stayed healthy mostly, but Bears missed the playoffs, so maybe Jason Leonard had some foresight to just see that something was coming in Chicago, that they weren't going to be able to sustain that. But Marshall Parker, hey, 3 interceptions, career high. Look at him go. But the Jets, meanwhile, look at it's Bush. He actually got a contract in free agency for like the first time ever, it feels like. He never gets contracts in free agency. He always just ends up signing on with some random team in preseason to compete for the job or something. But he's actually here, starting a second career playoff game. He had one start for the Packers, didn't go well, but now he's over here for the Jets. He's also superstar development after that Packers year, so I guess good on him, you know, to get a superstar dev. I still think he's probably a bust, but I mean, he's putting together a nice Geno Smith-ish run. I mean, like, I guess he's proven to be a competent QB. It only took him like 12 years to do it, but he did it. He's a starting QB somewhere. It's just only at the point in which he's going to probably start regressing as he gets sacked now. It's 24-21, so he is winning. And Bush, he's going to throw one deep ball, and it's knocked away. Raiders take it back, and the Raiders score with 2 seconds to go. So Bush, he's not going to be able to get a Hail Mary miracle, and that will be game. So Bush, I mean, nice on him, though, to go and make the playoffs 2 straight years and, you know, get something, make something of his career, because he was a steaming pile of garbage beforehand. But, hey, good on him. It took him 14 years to carve out a consistent job, basically. So we move on to the Bengals, where they went 14-3, and like I said, Cincinnati, there's no excuses here. You got to make a Super Bowl, you got to make a playoff run, you got to do something here, because Nolan is a great quarterback. He's one of the better in the league. You got JJ McIntosh for now while he's still good. You got Jason Leonard, who's like GOAT tight end, while he's still good. They're old, but they're still good. Baltimore is up 17-12 with 6 minutes to play. As Nolan throw to the outside, that's going to be McIntosh, and a first down. They go to the 38-yard line, they run it. They also got an X-Factor running back. Yeah, you got no excuses. Stiff arm, and he's going to get 2 stiff arms for the first down. As now from the 49-yard line, Nolan is going to throw over the middle. That's going to be the running back for the first down. They got weapons everywhere as Nolan spreads the field. And he'll go outside. There's Jason Leonard, tight end, 99 overall still, as he's going to go over the middle. That's McIntosh. He got weapons everywhere. How you cover all of them from the 10-yard line. Nolan in the face of pressure. Incomplete. But they're going to call a flag. Pass interference. Get him to goal to go. 2 minutes to play. Pass to the end zone. Jason Leonard, touchdown. And Nolan might have delivered the game winner to Leonard. 2-point conversion. That's good. Can the defense come up with the stop? Ravens are going to send it to overtime. All right, Ravens. Well, let's see what they got for defense. It's going to be a sack, and Bengals will take over. Nolan, he's got time. He's just going to let it fly. He's going to go for the win. He's got a stab. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And it wasn't any of the notable pass catchers, but still, Nolan delivers the game winner in overtime, and the Bengals are moving on. So on to the next round, where Nolan has a pretty solid game. Leonard caught the touchdown. McIntosh had 87 yards. So everything came together very nicely for them. Move on, though, to the championship game. Round 3 against Denver. Bengals started their little run against the Broncos on that crazy Hail Mary, pass interference, overtime madness. Broncos then stunned the Bengals on that crazy pick 6 and made the Super Bowl, which they lost to the Bears. Now round 3, it's 21-14, and Nolan in scoring territory. Can he get the 2-score lead? He's just going to have 6 yards now, 3rd down and 5. Nolan hit as he's throwing, and they're going to have to settle for the field goal. So with 8 minutes to play, plenty of time for Denver. But Denver, that was the longest drive ever. What? The game is over. What the heck? That was the longest drive ever. You took that long to score 3 points? All right, well, Bengals win it, and they are on to a Super Bowl. All right, Jason Leonard only has 2 grabs for 18 yards. McIntosh didn't need to do all that much, but taking on the Eagles now, it is a matchup where I think the Eagles already made the Super Bowl like last year, something like that. But the Eagles have been really strong as of late. And can Kareem Nolan, this is what they got these guys for. They got McIntosh, they got Leonard because they thought they can go out and win a Super Bowl. Leonard trying to get his 3rd, McIntosh and Nolan trying to get their 1st, as especially for McIntosh, who's well into his 30s, Leonard at 30 years old, as that pass is not going to be getting off. It's a sack, 3rd down and 16, and they're going to throw it as Cincy, a lot of time, and that's going to be a sack. It's Cody Rhodes again. No! Cody Rhodes, why is he so good? Okay, 17-10. Well, the Eagles put up a field goal, and now Nolan needs to go and score a touchdown here with a minute to go. Does Nolan have the clutch drive in him? He's going to throw over the middle. It's caught, and that's going to be to midfield. 47 seconds to go as he'll throw underneath. There is Leonard for a gain of 7. Time is running out there. You got no timeouts. 30 seconds to play. Underneath, got to get out of bounds. He can't get there. 29 seconds. Clock's running down to 20. You spike the football as he got 17, 16. Pass to the outside. Caught for a first and out of bounds. 9 seconds to play. Nolan, end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. And Cincinnati is going for 2. They want to win the Super Bowl right now. Nolan to the air. He's looking. He's rolling. Throwing outside. It's caught. And no, Cody Rhodes. No, Cody Rhodes stopped him. Why? Why is Cody Rhodes ruined this video? No, it's going to be the Eagles winning. Why the heck did Cody Rhodes just come into this video and ruin 2 Super Bowl runs? What the heck? The Bengals lost. Oh, man. All right. That's crazy. Why is he actually, like, really good, too? But, I mean, you had the chance. You were that close to winning the Super Bowl. So, I mean, they were proven to be pretty valid. McIntosh gets back to 1,000 yards. He's been pretty good in Cincinnati. It's been a worthwhile signing. Leonard keeps up his 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdown ways. A little bit lower, though, on the statistical output. It was almost under there. Aaron Bush starts to regress. So, yeah, this is what I meant, where it's like he finally got to be a starter, but now he's starting to regress. Brian Boston regressing. J.J. McIntosh regressing down to an 84 overall. Leonard's regressing. He's down to a 98. Still really good. Kareem Nolan, though, 96 overall. Bengals still should be in the mix. Kaplan starting to regress. He's a 90. And then for Carlos Goodson, 2 straight years of getting banged up. We'll see if he can stay healthy. Lyle Lorenzo, poor guy, still stuck in the void. Speaking of stuck, I mean, Marshall Parker is here in Minnesota, but why the heck can Hal Hamels not get a job? He didn't even get a chance. He didn't get a chance. As we go to the next bracket, Bush, no playoffs. Brian Boston, no playoffs. And it's starting to sound like he's not going to really do much of anything. Jace Kaplan, really good season. 1 sack allowed despite being, as old as he is. And Lyle Lorenzo puts up 1,000 yards. Marshall Parker, right back to status quo. Empty, nothing stats. Bengals, though, back in the playoffs, beating the Titans. How many Bengals-Titans games? 26-0, though. At least it was a blowout. And Kareem Nolan, oddly, only throws for about 70 yards. But it works. It works. We get the win. And now going on to the Texans game, where the Texans, 24-17 your score with 4 minutes to go. Texans took a really long time on that drive to score, but they did get the job done and leave themselves with enough time. So the screen, 3rd down and 12, and it's going to be a 3 and out. So Texans put it in the end zone and go for 2 and hit it. Oh my goodness. So the Bengals were a 2-point conversion away from winning the Super Bowl, and then the very next year lose the same way that they tried to win the Super Bowl on a 2-point conversion at the very end. That is brutal. All right, so Kareem Nolan and the trio. I mean, McIntosh, I seemingly put like one big last effort in, 100 yards, no touchdowns, but he's at an 84 now. He had another 1,000-yard season, but hard for me to believe that he's going to be able to do that next year. Jason Leonard still keeps his 1,000-yard seasons going. Nolan continuing to be a really nice quarterback. We're approaching that final stretch. McIntosh, he's down to 78. He's still playing, but not the 1 or the number 2. Leonard down to 95. Nolan's still good, though. And the Bengals, like, this is probably their last chance. McIntosh is probably retiring after this year. Kaplan could be on his way out pretty soon. Goodson, he's been struggling. Lorenzo's even regressing now. And then even Marshall Parker, I mean, he's a 91 for now. But we're getting to that point. Hal Hamels, still no job. It's kind of funny. He's just sitting there forever and free. Like, go to the XFL, go to the UFL or whatever the other leagues are. Go there. Leonard actually gets hurt and he has his worst season. No double-digit touchdowns, no nothing. Bengals missed the playoffs because of Leonard getting hurt. Carlos Goodson, what happened here? Like, Goodson got hurt again. He's gotten like hurt 4 straight seasons, and that's crazy. He's had like 4 straight, not season-ending injuries, but injuries that keep him out enough to, like, you know, hurt the team. Aaron Bush retires. JJ McIntosh retires. So that's 16 years, 14 years. Jace Kaplan is down to an 85. Carlos Goodson still a 99, but he can't stay healthy to save his life, and it's really hurting them. Jason Leonard down to a 92. Kareem Nolan, he's still getting a little bit better. He's like right at his prime, so he'll probably start to go down. Lyle Lorenzo also just took a trip to Buffalo, and he's out of the void. Took him a while. Marshall Parker regressing, and Hal Hamels still looking for a job. He's still sitting there in free agency. At what point do they just sit in free agency for so long that they just retire? Carlos Goodson, well, what do you know? He couldn't stay. Like, how, what did he, like, sacrifice the rest of his career to win those 2 Super Bowls? Like, what in the world? Lyle Lorenzo puts up 1,000 yards in Buffalo. Marshall Parker, typical Marshall Parker season. And we go to Cincinnati, and, well, they're taking on Denver again. But, I mean, they're without McIntosh, and Leonard is good. Still one of the best tight ends, but a little washed at this point. But you have a chance to win this game. You're a 13-4 roster. Like, this is maybe it. Because I would imagine Leonard's not going to be, like, an elite tight end for another year. You get a field goal here, and the kick is good. So 23-21. Bengals get the football back off an interception. They'll throw it from the 23. That's going to be caught. There's Leonard, still an X factor for now. He has 8, sets up 3rd down and 2. Leonard wide open. No, he just dropped it. No, he is washed. He is washed. No, he dropped it. That could have been a touchdown. And the Bengals are going to watch the Broncos score and take the lead. Leonard, no, he just sold it. They still got a chance, though. Can he get into overtime at least? They got 2 minutes to play. Now down to 120 in enemy territory. Nolan going to run. He's got the first of the 41-yard line as they're going to throw it. And you got time. Go to the outside. There you go. He gets past the defender to the 30-yard line. Definitely in field goal range now. But can he go for the win? He'll try and throw for it, and it's dropped again. 3rd down and 10. As they are going to have a clean pocket, but it doesn't seem like anyone's getting open. He'll finally throw it, and it's incomplete. 4th and 10, they're going for it. Why are you going for it? What are you doing? You get sacked. What? Why would you go for that? You can't kick a 47. I know it's rain. I know it's heavy rain. I know it's going to be difficult, but you can't hit from 47? You think going for it on 4th and 10 is going to be better? I haven't played this game much in the heavy rain to know if it's that big of an issue to where you just can't kick it, but really? Get to the offseason, Kaplan ends up retiring, and then we go on to see that he ended up making 8 Pro Bowls, so, you know, just to show that for the offensive lineman. Also, right when the draft hits, Lyle Lorenzo decides, yeah, I'm done, I'm tired of it. That one surprised me. I was so confused when I couldn't find him, and then I had to go through and see, like, oh, he just waited till the draft to retire. I don't know. He was still pretty competent. He put up 1,000 yards, so I didn't feel like he needed to retire. Marshall Parker ends up joining the Colts. A couple other guys joining new teams. Hal Hamels still can't find a job. He's still just sitting there. So we have Marshall Parker in his Indy era, not doing all that great. The Jets made the playoffs, but lose, even though Goodson was the quarterback. So Goodson finally played a healthier season, didn't do anything in New York. So his time in Chicago kind of came to a bit of a sad end, you know. He won them 2 Super Bowls and then just couldn't stay healthy. Meanwhile, Cincinnati having one more try at it maybe, because, I mean, Leonard, he's a superstar now, so he's still good, but he's definitely, like, on his way out in another year or two, I would say. And now, I mean, while Nolan is still in, like, kind of his prime, you're running out of years, I feel like, as that pass is going to be incomplete. And the Texans don't score. Bengals, 2:40 to go. Screen is not going to get the first. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Nolan to the air. He'll throw. Incomplete into coverage. Texans take the football, score a touchdown with 20 seconds to go. This defense for Cincinnati is so not clutch, so bad at closing games. But Cincy, 14 seconds to go. Over the middle, that's caught. There you go. That's going to be Leonard. Down to the 31. 11 seconds to play. Maybe 2 shots at the end zone. No, you're going to go short, and I'm going to run out of time. No timeouts. That needs to be kind of cleaned up. Like, teams should not be throwing into the field of play with no timeouts, knowing you can't get another snap off like that. Like, that should not be happening, or at least happening that frequently. Especially for, like, an elite quarterback like Nolan. I can maybe understand if they have, like, bum awareness or something, but, like, he's got 90-plus awareness, obviously. He's a smart quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Shouldn't be doing that. Leonard kind of seemingly rides out his career with just a couple 600-yard seasons. Nolan puts up a better year than he's had in a little bit. Marshall Parker just retires after 10 years. I guess he had enough. He wasn't doing anything. And Jason Leonard does retire as well. So we're at the point where we're kind of in that home stretch where I'm just going to kind of show you the ending stuff, because I'm not going to, like, waste your time with a bunch of things. But Kareem Nolan stays in Cincy for now. Carlos Goodson ends up riding out his career, bouncing around. He ends up in Detroit for 2 years, has 1 playoff appearance and lost pretty comfortably. Nolan played in Carolina for a season, then was a backup in Buffalo for a season and retires, so neither of them did anything the rest of the way. And Hal Hamels, I just kept simulating. I just kept going and going and going. I made it all the way to the end of franchise, and he never retired. He just waited forever and never got a job. Like, I made it all the way to the end, and he still didn't retire. Every coach in the league retired. Everybody in the league retired. Everybody except him. Hal Hamels got to start about, like, 6 games in his career, got cut, waited over a decade, never got a job. Also, just to show you some of the crazy things that happen, whoever this Carter dude is, and whatever happened in 2033, what the heck happened this year? 6,000 yards, 61 touchdowns, 2,200 receiving yards, 28 sacks, 31 receiving touchdowns. Every record got broken. Here's the records that were broken for the individual career stuff for the players that concern us, franchise leaders, and all that other stuff. We're also going to get to a little stats portion of the video where I kind of break down some of the things that went down that we've seen throughout. So let's get into it. And I want to start with the prospects themselves, what they were. You know, it's a little bit different than the college football one, where 25 is a bigger sample size, but 15, I mean, it's an all right amount. So of the 15 players, we had, no surprise, most were quarterbacks. 6 quarterbacks on the board. 3 wide receivers, though. I mean, when you compare that to real life, receivers, for as important of a position as it's more so became and more prevalent it's became, receivers don't go number 1 overall in real life. It hasn't happened in a very long time. So 3 wide receivers, 2 tackles, 1 corner, 1 D tackle, 1 tight end, and the one that surprised me, only 1 edge rusher. Edge rusher is about as popular of a number 1 overall pick as it gets. Like I said earlier on, the top players are quarterbacks, tackles, edge rushers. Those are the positions that go number 1. So for only 1 edge in 15 years, I can guarantee you we won't go 15 years, in the next 15 years in the NFL in real life with only 1 edge rusher being the number 1 pick. That would be pretty crazy to me. When it came to the development traits, it was so balanced. I mean, literally 4 normal, 3 star, 4 superstar, 4 X factor. That was about as balanced as it could possibly get. So I mean, I think that just kind of puts into perspective. You're getting a real mixed bag with whatever you get. You know, college football, more of the players that are like number 1 recruits at their positions are like, yeah, more than likely they're pretty competent with college football. Like with these number 1 prospects, most of the time, I'd say even like 60, even 70% of the time, they are like one of the top 2 devs in the entire game. So for it to be just a complete mixed bag of just even everywhere throughout, I guess it makes sense. I mean, not every number 1 overall pick is going to be good. It happens like that. But even still, just because they were a normal dev doesn't mean they're bad. Jaden Allen was a normal dev. He wasn't bad by any means. So normal dev isn't going to be a death sentence for you, but you know, the starting points were very well spread out, I guess I could say that, which some people may like that. Some people may say, well, they're the number 1 pick, they should have good dev no matter what because they're the number 1 pick. Maybe, but you know, busts happen too. I didn't fully know what I wanted to do for like dev path because in college football, it's pretty straightforward, 5 years max, and generally they all get better year to year. But in Madden, you know, not everyone plays the same amount of years, and there's also a lot more years, and some players stop progressing and start regressing at different ages. So I think it was pretty consistent to say, like, every player played at least 10 years, and every player had this level of growth or regression. Like, there weren't many players that regressed at year 10. Most of them, you know, year 10, that's like when they're 30 years plus. So I just did an even 10 because once you get past that, then that's like everybody started to regress except a few quarterbacks. But even then, quarterbacks still did regress at 32 years old. So for the average starting overall, 78.3 was about what you start with. Pretty solid, I feel like. You got a high of 82, a low of 73. And, you know, 82 obviously isn't going to be the best that you find because there will be running backs, safeties, other positions that won't go number 1 overall that can be better. So these aren't the best players that you'll find in the class, but there were a couple of players that were the best players in their class, like just straight up number 1 overall players. So year 2 overalls, an average jump of about 5, pretty nice. And you see some pretty nice jumps, especially, you know, Jason Leonard's going to be like the star of the show when it comes to progression because just by year 4, he was a 99 overall. Even a guy like Jaden Allen took until like year 7 to be a 98 overall. But generally, these players were good. You know, year 7, year 8, that's kind of like your prime area because say you're 22 years old coming into the league. Year 7, year 8, that's like 29, 30, depending on your age, you're 28, 29, 30 years old. That's roughly your prime in this game, and to be at the absolute peak, the average overall was 91 overall. Like, that's pretty good. So we got 2 more things I want to go over. Some of the milestones. So out of the 15 players, 12 of them were able to get a playoff victory, and basically all of them except Hal Hamill's got a playoff appearance at least. Super Bowl wins. 5 different players collected a ring, and 3 of them even collected 2 rings. When it came to Pro Bowls, they were pretty prevalent. All but 2 players made a Pro Bowl. Yes, like even Aaron Bush made a single Pro Bowl. Even Marshall Parker made a single Pro Bowl. But then when it came to multiple Pro Bowls, 11 out of 15 made it. And then I wanted to jump it all the way up to 5+ Pro Bowlers. Majority made 5 or more Pro Bowls. Like, that's really impressive. And, you know, Pro Bowls a little bit different in the game than they are in real life. Pro Bowls in real life mean nothing. I mean, Gardner Minshew and Tyler Huntley are making Pro Bowls these days. But in the game, it's a little bit more strict, so it means a little bit more. 4 out of 15, though, did get a Rookie of the Year award. And 2 out of 15, I'm going to count MVP / Defensive Player of the Year, because obviously, like, a defensive player isn't going to win MVP. I mean, even if they put up, like, 30 sacks, they're not going to win MVP. So, Defensive Player of the Year is the defensive MVP, basically. So, 2 won it. Unfortunately, Alan Fuller, despite his crazy seasons, never won it. The highest he got was 3rd place, I think. And then 5 of the players hit 95+ overall. So, I mean, the players generally were really successful, and I think there were more hits, way more hits than there were misses. The final section, we have the best of the best. I wanted to showcase what I thought were the 5 best players of the video. I wanted to show a little bit of love and respect to the offensive line. There were 2 offensive linemen, both were really good, but Jace Kaplan went out there for the Chicago Bears and the Rams, won 2 Super Bowls, played in 229 games, made a whole bunch of Pro Bowls, won a Best Offensive Lineman of the Year award. So respect to him for that. He deserves some recognition. And then we go to Jaden Allen. I mean, talk about a Drew Brees-like career for a guy who generally had so many good seasons, was like a top 5 QB every year, MVP candidate every single year, yet struggled to make the playoffs a number of times. Even when he did make the playoffs, had a couple of moments where the team let him down. Finally had like a 1-year run where he made it all the way, won the Super Bowl, but that proved to be the only Super Bowl. I mean, for Saints fans, that's pretty familiar for a guy who completes a very high percentage of passes, very efficient. I mean, that's you just had another Drew Brees, which I think he could be happy with that. So, I mean, Jaden Allen, maybe you thought he could have won a little bit more Super Bowls and at least made another one, but still won Super Bowl, won MVP, and a whole bunch of yards, made the Hall of Fame, all that other good stuff. JJ McIntosh, I mean, just racked up so many stats. When I tallied the stats at the end, I was even surprised at just how productive McIntosh was. Because how about 996 catches for 14,000 yards and 162 touchdowns? Just, like, I was even surprised that, like, man, like, he did that much. And when you compare that to Jason Leonard, who is on, like, GOAT tight end watch, 1,183 catches, 13,500 yards and 148 touchdowns. Like, if you would have said, oh yeah, McIntosh, for as many great touchdown seasons as he had more touchdowns than Jason Leonard, I would have found that hard to believe, because Jason Leonard was literally putting up double-digit touchdowns like every year of his career until he got banged up in Cincinnati. But man, McIntosh and Leonard, both incredible. But if you want my pick for, I think, maybe the best player, the best straight up, like, not overall wise, not whatever, performance wise, the straight up best player, Alan Fuller, defensive tackle, grabbed himself a ring and a Super Bowl appearance, had over 130 tackles for loss, and at the defensive tackle spot, about 160 sacks. That is absurd for a defensive tackle. That is numbers you just don't see very often. I think there's a very good argument to be made. Like, he is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Jason Leonard, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Jaden Allen, top 10 quarterback maybe ever. Jace Kaplan, top 10 right tackle of all time. JJ McIntosh, not in those types of conversations for like top 10 wide receiver, but like pretty dang good receiver as well. All of them, you know, Hall of Fame caliber guys. The way the game does the Hall of Fame, not really all that fair. Offensive linemen never get in. I mean, Kaplan literally made the Pro Bowl like every single year. One best offensive lineman, won 2 Super Bowls, didn't even come close to making the Hall of Fame. But Brian Boston, just because he threw for a lot of yards, made the Hall of Fame. No disrespect to Brian Boston, but Brian Boston, I don't know if he had a Hall of Fame type of career, but still, this is one of my longer ever recording sessions. So let me know how you liked the video and how the pacing, the structure, all that stuff was. If you'd like to see something else like this down the line, more Madden, more college football, whatever other video ideas you have, like, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is very helpful. And I will see you guys all in the next one.